nerdy shirt that I mentioned. Can you recognize...
Did you say dirty shirt? You said nerdy.
No, nerdy. Nerdy, not dirty.
Dirty.
Who's that? Anybody?
That is totally not safe for work.
You want to recognize that character? No?
I recognize it.
If I had to
I
guess,
don't know
I
what it
guess
is.
Yeah, recognize it,
Blind
can't
Advisor,
place it.
But, yeah. No.
This is
like
Death,
Invader Zim
Death Jr.
thing.
Death Jr. was a game that was released on PlayStation 2
Whoa.
many moons ago.
So you were still playing it until like up till like 2 weeks ago, then, right?
That's right, kids. Anybody who would be watching this on Twitch is like PlayStation 2.
There was
Yeah, something had to come
Original
before
PlayStation.
3 and 4. So,
PlayStation.
well, thank you for that educational moment.
and this shirt used to glow in the dark.
Around the same time as PS2 was released.
Yeah, back when they sold T-shirts that were glow in the
Just
dark.
like the 30s, late
Yeah.
30s. Okay.
Okay.
Those are making a comeback.
We like to call them the Ox. Yeah.
Right, the odds.
It was launched several years before the CD. Way ahead of its time.
The year was 1850.
So, the last time that we were here, that we gathered, you had just relieved the Farbo farmstead from the threat of demonic goats and all these other oddities that have been happening, which is in line with what you had heard, which ultimately brought you to the Hillsfar region in the first place, because of these really strange, uncharacteristically inexplicable happenings. So, as you were escorted back to the farmstead, there was a lot of revelry. They're obviously very thankful for your help. Twain had some familiarity with the family. Evans and Bia had recognized him from his work with Leerlin and Faerun in Hillsfar, in helping to smuggle refugees out after the first rule of humanity was imposed on the city. I think you may have gotten some notes too. Hopefully you guys took a look over the other things that your character knows. And there were some other ones that I had sent. There's some that I had sent to you from things that you have picked up on from the last conversation, right?
I don't think there's anything new from the last conversation.
Okay. I don't remember if I sent them to you or if I just thought about how cool it was and then didn't send you anything. So, but you would have been party to Faerun and Bea's exchange about how he was involved with smuggling refugees out and helping non-humans survive the exodus, let's say, or the exile. That would undoubtedly have impacted Ranquess at some point. So we'll just leave that at that. So you've had your fill. Bea and her family and her adopted family created an incredible feast for you, with full bellies and stable, say, serene minds. You find yourself starting to wind down for an evening's sleep under the roof and the careful watch of the family at the Farbo farm. As the night begins to deepen and you all start to lull into sleep, an almost eerie quiet settles over the house, settles over the farm. None of the children are making a peep. None of the farm animals are making a peep. There's almost this still vacuum-like quiet in the air. And Megan, as Tamasin, I'll get you to roll a perception check for me, please.
That's a 1.
Actually, sorry, what? This will save you. What's your passive perception? 14?
13.
13, okay. Passive perception, by the way, you do add proficiency and your wisdom bonus.
It's 10.
If you're
proficiency
proficient
plus
in
wisdom,
perception.
Right?
If you're proficient in perception, you get your proficiency and
Yeah,
your
which I'm
wisdom
not,
bonus.
so it's just my wisdom.
Yeah, I think previously we were not adding...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
If you're proficient, you get it? Okay, cool.
Yeah, you add it.
Mine's 14.
I actually came across that the other day. I was like, oh, we never gave proficiency for
That's bad, that
passive.
would've
So
been-
10 plus your wisdom bonus.
If you're proficient
Plus
in
your
it.
perception bonus.
10 plus wisdom plus proficiency if you're proficient
So
in
my
perception.
passive perception is 14.
Yeah, effectively it's the same as... Yeah.
I'm 13.
Okay.
You're 13. I'm 14.
Which will make it really
I'm like-
harder for me to stealth anything
like-
past you guys.
I know where everything is. That's a trap. That's a trap. That's a trap.
But as you're kind of starting to nod off to sleep, there's a certain unrest that you can't quite shake. You look around. The room is very dark. Of course, you're being the only human in the group. You don't have dark vision. So you see shapes. You see the rising and falling of the slow, heavy sleep breath of your compatriots, your companions. You can't shake this uneasy feel. Brandon, what is your passive perception? Twain, what's your passive perception?
14.
12.
14, 12.
Oh, we are some perceptive motherfuckers.
Okay. As this again
The
odd
6-year-old watching the
vacuumous,
stream just.
you find it's almost like, because you're the only one who's still awake, Tamasin, you find that the sound is almost being sucked out of the room. And for a split second, you feel like you can make shapes out in the corners, moving in towards where you guys are kind of all laying out in bedrolls around the fire, the hearth. They don't have space for you specifically to sleep, so you've kind of gathered in this circular format. At this point, I'm going to get everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, great. I'm going to not use the dice that I just crit failed with.
And I just rolled a 1 on it.
And I just rolled a 4, so... I guess that's a 6.
Yep, 6.
6.
4.
4.
14.
14.
I rolled a natural 1. With my bonus, that gives me 2.
Oh, so no one over 15.
See, with my bonus gave me 4. Because I also rolled a natural 1.
Alright, Tamasin. Now you're certain that there are shapes moving in towards you. They're coming from shadowy corners in the wall. You see now they're starting to get closer, and from the glowing ember and the odd soft light that's coming into the room, you see they look very crimson. They're dressed in crimson, some crimson light reflecting, and they all have large crimson feathers that are just like almost twice the size of their head, arcing up into the air. And they start to surround your compatriots, and you see them slowly unsheath swords silently and raise them over your companions.
What do I do?
You're the first to act because you're not surprised.
Say something.
Everyone else is
might wanna
surprised.
wake us up. Yell.
Say something.
Yeah, no, I'll be yelling. Don't worry. I'm going to yell.
Okay.
It
Roll
might not be sounds.
roll a wisdom saving throw.
Speak.
Because I sometimes can't talk. 14. 17.
You roll over, suddenly aware of your surroundings, and in a desperate attempt to warn your party, you yell as loud as you can, but the voice is caught in your throat. It stutters caught
Why
behind
did I
your
give her
teeth.
this flaw?
And it's this silent, this desperate grasping in your head. You feel like you're yelling as loud as you possibly can, and yet no sound comes. Almost in unison, the dark figures plunge their swords down into your companions, and
Sorry,
this
guys,
is with
killed y'all.
advantage. This is with advantage and surprise. 19 hits you, Twain.
Okay. That does.
It hits you.
Fine.
No.
10 damage.
Holy
Wow.
Wow.
Brendan, does a 20
Had to
hit
give-
you? That's a 20.
Yeah.
Not a natural 20.
20 definitely.
Had to give her that
5
flaw,
damage.
didn't I?
My turn. That was like half my damage. Or half my hit points right there.
16 with my
66.
advantage.
16 hits.
66% of my hit points.
10 damage.
The good news is I still have some
Ow.
healing drops. And some cure wounds.
Alright, now we're into regular combat. They all rolled higher than you guys.
I feel so bad for
another
these
round of
things now.
attack.
You're not at advantage this time, bucko.
Twain, that's 21.
That's a hit.
And Fawn's down again.
Remember that time we started playing and Brad killed us before Steph got home?
I'm in -3.
Okay. Brendan.
Are you unconscious now?
18 and...
Wow, hasn't even woken up. 14's unconscious.
I didn't see it coming.
18
Eight
does
to
hit.
8. That's 11 damage.
I am dead. Not dead.
Just out. Alright.
Yeah.
Chance is like
Jones.
fucking in the corner.
Oh, I didn't roll for
Do
Chyna.
something other than
That's a 17.
Yeah, 17 hits me.
Ooh. that's a 11.
Out.
Oh my god.
Chyna, sorry, this is China's first attack. That's 15, that hits her. That's a 16, that hits her.
Poor Chyna. Not even.
Don't think we need Uber Eats. We can actually just go out for food.
No, it's good. Hang on, lady.
Thanks for waiting, guys. Thanks for your patience. That was a good round. Let's go eat.
Don't worry. We're
Step
going
what
for.
if
Hang
everyone's
on.
dead?
Seven.
Tamasin can't talk.
11.
Just
And
hang
if-
on.
Oh, that brings her down
going
to
for
0
a-
hit points, so she's dead.
I'm
All you guys are down. Megan. They all like
They are all
they
down.
plunge down like Lord of the Rings style, and they immediately the breathing from your companions stops. Blood starts seeping through the
Jesus.
covers that are draped over their
Alright.
bodies. They haven't even unfortunately had a chance to move, and it's all up to you.
Wow, no pressure. Sorry, I have to see what I have in my arsenal right now without not doing anything that's gonna keep you guys from.
And yet still oddly silent. They're very, very silent.
That's creepy.
You see the large feathers extending from the tops of their helms turn towards you as they've all obviously accomplished what they came to do. And they
If
start
I
to
was
move
you, I'd
towards
be
you.
out the window so fast.
I do this thing where I
I'd be like, peace the fuck out.
Okay, so I have. I'm sorry, I'm just checking what I have.
I'll
my
be in
arsenal here, 'cause I
Cormier,
have no
like on the other shore. Like,
Peace.
Because
Airlifted out of
literally,
here.
Okay, hold on. And I have like the worst strength ever, and I'm pretty sure I don't have any weapons on me because I'm scared. Alright. So how many of them are there? Is there one per person in this room?
That's right, except for you, so there were 4
Four
altogether.
of them. Okay. So I'm going to Sacred Flame at whoever's closest to me. It's a cantrip.
Okay. Roll a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage because you're now under a lot of pressure.
I'm stuck in goddamn top. Oh my god, I'm just gonna roll 2 of these. Disadvantage 12 plus 3. 15.
Again, in desperation, your words are choked, but
Goddamn
you still
top.
reach for Saloon. You reach for her desperately, a desperate plea, beckoning her to help you in this time of need. Obviously, in a very precarious situation, and instead of the warm light that you're used to, there's just empty cold.
Tamasin's having a really bad night. Maybe not as bad as you.
Yeah, you're having
As
a bad
the,
day?
as the four begin to encircle you, they raise their
I'm half
their
expecting the Dallas
swords,
ending right now. That was all the dream.
and the swords start to come down towards you. It's 14,
Is 14 hit?
23, 13,
23 does.
and a 7.
So the 23 hits me, none of the rest of them do.
Okay. So they all swing. You move. You're scrambling, but then the
Earning that dex bonus.
other one comes up behind you for
I imagine more Kermit the Frog.
11 damage.
Flailing arms and everything.
6. 11. No, that's 6. Ow.
As he withdraws the sword from your body, leaving you clutching the new fresh wound, gasping for air, you see the red crimson drape. You see the red the red feather over his head, and you look in the helm, just swirling blackness.
Creepy.
And you feel dizzy, nauseous, trying to scream again, until suddenly your vision circles in on the dark room around you, glowing embers, dead silence, nothing in the room. Suddenly you're aware of the tactile nature of the floor underneath you. You check your voice, and you make sound. It seems like all is normal. A quick check of your compatriots reveals that they're rising and falling. Breathing is normal.
Oh, Jesus. He Dallas us.
He Dallas
You guys regain your hit points. As far as you're concerned, none of this happened.
Do I also regain my hit points?
Yes.
So only I caught that. Okay. Great.
You're familiar with this type of...
Are you still bleeding profusely through the hole in your chest?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. I'm good now.
Perfectly intact.
So
Now
do I
you
know
hear
what just
crickets
happened?
outside. You see some soft moonlight spilling in through the door.
Glad I slept through
It's
this.
normal.
Alright, I am going to wake... Do I know what just happened?
I think you would.
Okay. I'm going to wake everybody up
Okay.
without speaking. I'm just gonna wake y'all up. And I'm going to tell you all that I'm fairly certain that I just had a vision of something bad. Would you like to elaborate on that?
Is there more to that than bad? I mean, if you're
Describe
gonna wake
bad.
me up, can you wake me up for more than something bad? Everything is something bad.
I saw 4 red-cloaked figures with feathers on their heads and no faces come through the walls silently and kill all of you. And then me, while I was completely unable to help.
That would be bad.
That's a bit of foreboding.
That does sound bad.
Seems like it was just a dream, though, because we're all still here.
It was far more vivid than any dream. I was very much awake at the time.
Premonition, perhaps?
Sonic, go to bed.
It happens from time to time.
Go to bed.
How often do these visions come true?
It depends on the nature of the vision.
The everybody dies variety.
I've never had one quite this vivid before, where everyone dies.
Then we're good. What time is it?
Looking out through the door, you see the moon is in its final descent. The sky is turning from pitch black of night to dark blue as it begins to illuminate the rising day.
I don't think I'll get any more sleep tonight. Perhaps we should prepare to be on our way.
Sounds like a plan.
Who has the scroll of what the old guy was saying, or what that scribe wrote down? Who has that?
I believe Chyna has
Does
that.
have it.
Does somebody have it? Oh, thank
There
you,
you go.
Sid.
You're very welcome.
So yeah, I grabbed the scroll. And
Okay.
Nothing in that. Oh.
You got nothing?
The second runs red with the blood of roots, where an heiress lies and hides her pain in long wooden boxes. She hides more than that, though, but only to keep what is hers. So we're looking for like a graveyard with like the name Red something.
I don't know if it's a graveyard.
Long wooden boxes? Where else you can find long wooden boxes?
That could be someone who's just planting things. That could be a garden. Long wooden boxes.
The only thing you're planting in long wooden boxes is people.
Could it be a crypt of some sort as well? A mausoleum? Some sort of underground chambers?
The first clue we deciphered was pretty cryptic.
It talked about houses with roofs that were yellow.
It talked about dandelions. And basically said, under the dandelions, didn't talk about the houses. That's why I'm saying long wooden boxes might make you think automatically of...
But something runs red
Graves.
with the blood of roots. Roots of trees or roots
Tamasin, roll a history check with advantage for exactly that statement.
A 12.
As you speak those words and you think something about the roots, something about red roots, given your knowledge of harvest and the time that you spent in the care with Barda and the Sisters of Saloon, you do recall that while you didn't have any specific work around this, you know that red root vegetables were like things like beets, considered like the blood of the root. Refers to the dye that's created when you concentrate and bleed the root vegetables themselves.
So perhaps if you're referring to a dye, it's somebody who makes fine cloth or clothing, or perhaps as a painter who would have use of pigment. But also refers to an heiress.
Is there a dye Factory?
It's your knowledge of the harvest that triggered that for you.
Okay. Because blood of the root refers to the bleeding of certain root vegetables, dark ones, such as beets. Blood of the root is what you would extract from one if you were to press it for color. So it could also refer to the beets or roots, vegetables themselves.
Are there any other farms around?
Wait a second. There was this farm we're on now. They said that they wanted to sell beets. Wasn't it beets? Wasn't there a farmer with beets? Wasn't it at this farm? Pretty sure it was this farm.
I cannot comment. I have no memory.
Only you could find someone to ask.
Well,
Perhaps we can ask our lovely host and hostess if they have some knowledge of something that fits this description.
I don't know how
Shall
amenable I'd
we
be
leave
if
that in your
someone woke
hands
me up
since you
this
have
early.
a rapport with them already?
Yes, I believe so. Has the rest of the house roused?
Not yet.
Or maybe this would be
The
best.
sky is beginning to become a little bit lighter. It's probably in our time it would be probably around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Still really early. Can we do like a... Okay. Can I do like a history check for the area? Like if I remember any farmer who dwelled or who
Yeah.
specialized in...
Well, do an investigation check with advantage for Tamasin's knowledge of the harvest in the area as well.
Should I do the same since I'm familiar
18.
with the same area?
We'll just call it advantage
Okay.
in the assistance, but you can help as you sort of brainstorm around this.
18.
18. You know that there's like a belt of root vegetable farms that exist slightly to the south and west of here, but on your own you can recall maybe 3 or 4 of them. Seems to be a decent lead, but some help narrowing it down would certainly be good. These are farms that are ripe for growing all kinds of different tubers, from potatoes, yams, beets, one of them as well. And then some of them will dabble in some other earthborn vegetables.
Heiress around this area. Then how about...
You hear a rooster in the background.
oh, well that's good.
Do
Maybe
we
I'll
suppose
go and
this
wake...
heiress
submitting
perhaps
his
has
song.
lost all of her family, and that's why she
Buries her feelings.
boxes.
Sonic, go to bed.
Okay.
Let me take liberty to see if I can wake up our host or hostess, since the cock has crowed,
Sure.
and maybe see before we get on our way if they have any information that can help direct us.
You do hear some rustling. The floorboards above you start to creak now.
Ah, fuck, the kids are up.
Little feet running.
so we're what?
No,
We're
China's
heading-
up
we
too.
head down to the tap room, like the main,
China's up.
the common area.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so once I get down to the tap room, I pull out my sword and pull out whetstone and start sharpening my sword.
Okay.
Gotta keep
Are
it
they
there.
awake in their room? Have I
If
heard-
you're seeking B, you're going upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bia.
Fingers
She's
in the flame.
You see her like walking down the
do
hall
it old
with
school.
one young half-elven infant cradled in her arm,
Right.
and she sees you. She says,
Good morning. We didn't want to get underfoot again today. But before we head off, I was wondering if you could help us with some knowledge of the area.
"Anything, any assistance I can provide."
Yes. I'm not familiar if there's any heiresses who may have moved in or live nearby the area.
Heiresses.
Any women of inheritance or wealth.
If you mean royalty or anything of any real measurable wealth, I don't. There's nothing for miles. Hillsfar is probably the closest, but I mean, essentially, most of the farms in this area are family owned, so I suppose their children would come into wealth in their own right.
Mm-hmm. And any particularly farming dark red roots, vegetables, or tubers.
There's rhubarb farm, but it's not really what you're looking for. There's a belt of farms to the south, and I know at least one of them farms beets, and that could be. That is a red, a deep red vegetable. Can I ask why? What sends you on this query?
Well, after seeing what happened earlier, yesterday, I figured we might scout around the area and see if maybe if these events are a symptom of something greater. We heard someone babbling something about the roots of the earth, the red roots, and
Blood.
blood.
Blood of the roots.
His babblings also led us to discover the troubling events of yesterday. It might be something larger. So we thought maybe we could just follow up on maybe something else you said.
Well, if you feel that there's something worse than what we experienced yesterday, knowing how little sleep I got thinking of it, I think it's important that you do undertake this. It sounds like, if I had to wager a guess, I would say beets, and the nearest one to here, and certainly Evans and I have been trying to contact them for some time, and come to think of it, her parents have not been seen in some time. I believe they were traveling. That would be... Yes, that would be the Goodroot Farm. Memory serves me correctly, yes. There's a Goodroot Farm, Goodroots. Constance was their daughter's name, only daughter. That might match your Harris requirement. And they are known for exporting beets. They use them for a number of different virtues, not simply sustenance and food, which is what our interest is, but they could be harvesting other byproducts.
Well, that's definitely great for a start. Thank you.
Pleasure. I wish I could be of more help.
Oh, no, please.
Such a debt of gratitude.
Oh, no worries. We will definitely look into this and make sure that nothing like this happens again in the area.
Well, be safe. We've lost so much already.
Just true. Thank you again.
Come visit the children, too. They're a big fan of yours. And that gnomish one.
Oh, for sure.
The musician. She was lovely.
Next time we're nearby, we'll definitely pass in.
We'll look forward to it.
Thank you.
Kids didn't like us.
I'm not good with kids.
Chyna kept all of her children quiet for a whole evening.
I'm pretty sure she also
then
gave them all instruments like spoons to play while we ran out to fight
Teach
demon
them to
goats.
bang on the table.
Children, today we're going to learn percussion.
Pia's priorities might be a little fucked up.
You're Bard!
Welcome, welcome.
So everybody died in the first 5 minutes.
Say
Is
hi
that
to her.
me,
So
right?
say
No.
hi to
Oh,
Sonnet.
everybody.
You died too.
Oh, no, you
Sign
Say
it
hi to
off.
Sonnet so she chills
Literally
out.
all of us, and then we weren't dead anymore, so you're fine.
And then come take your place.
It was a vision. I had a vision.
So,
Now you're up to
south.
speed.
Yes, I share the information.
How far south? Southeast, southwest? How many days ride? Do we have ride? Are we walking? What's going on here?
The direction she gave
I
you,
can
you can travel in probably about a half day. She just kind of gives you a couple of landmarks and tells you that it'll open up into that belt where, because of the type of harvest that they're growing, these root vegetables, they'll be low, fertile kind of clearings in the woods. You're all still, everything is completely enshrouded by the Cormanthor forest, but the Cormanthor forest. But they have little like swaths cut out where they're harvesting these things, and the land tends to be particularly fertile. So, in short, south about a half day's walk, easy walk. You can hustle if you want, and maybe cut that in half.
Let's go.
Let's thank her for her hospitality and be on our way.
Okay.
I agree.
You spend a few minutes making your leave takings, some cordial thank yous, goodbyes, some teary goodbyes for some. The children just wide-eyed and all kind of crowding around Bia and Evans as they create this sort of farewell party, and they wave as you head across their fields back into the woods to the main path and make your way south. It's a fairly uneventful walk. Are you just kind of heading straight there? Anybody doing anything in the meantime? good. Okay. You kind of make your way south. The forest passes from lightly obscured to thickets and thick enshrouded forests. So you kind of make your way through, and it begins to open into an outcropping that's not necessarily like a cliff, but it's a high hill that overlooks what you now see as this farming belt. And in the distance, you can see smoke plumes from chimneys. You see a couple of other farmsteads. The expanse of the farmland here, because it's so fertile and so choice, the estates tend to be very big, and they need the space to grow things like tubers and beets or what have you. You make your way towards the direction of where Bia suggested the Good Root Farm sits. And as you make your way towards it, you kind of reflect a little bit on the madman's words, which spoke of the Good Roots. If not specifically, then by virtue of this and the information that you've gotten. As you make your way down to the plowing fields, the fields themselves are teeming with laborers, so they've got a lot of health, variety of humanoids. Not many humans, mostly non-humans. Tends to be the trend in the outlying areas around Hillsfar. Many of them probably refugees, either fleeing or fearing the establishment of the the rule of humanity. So the fucking bard has to make an entrance.
I interrupt!
You are successful.
Sweet.
Everyone roll an irritation saving throw.
Sonic, go to bed.
Just kidding.
Advantage.
The DM sleeps on the couch for 1d4 nights. Right.
Until he gives up inspiration.
Oh, on that note, so bad at this. Everyone take inspiration for your activity in the former challenge and the interaction with Bia and Evans. Your help in your help orchestrated from the above, working with the children.
I already have inspiration.
And
I think you must have given me something
you
last
only
time.
have one.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying.
One still. Brendan and Merkesh basically
I have one.
being the DPS of the group and just gunning stuff down. And Brandon for not spontaneously exploding and destroying the group.
Yes, thank you for
Because-
not
Yeah.
going
There's
full
still
grenade.
time. There's still time.
So far, we haven't sorted out the full, like what we're doing
No,
with
no.
the
Okay. Right.
wild magic yet.
So everybody has a map there. You're now, if you look at the H from Hillsfar and the D from Myth Draenor, you're probably just a couple of millimeters north of the D in Myth Draenor, but you're not that close to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Wait, where?
Close to the D.
Oh,
show her.
okay.
Where you'd like to be.
Really
Close
Yeah.
to the D. Chyna gets close to the D.
Jan is always close to the D.
All right, and so now as you've broken out of the I'll have to watch the replay on this end.
You literally can see eye to eye.
This is why I'm recording everything. Spit. So as you make your way through the forest wall, like I said, you see these kind of rolling plains and these well-tilled fields. This farm is teeming with laborers, as I mentioned. That's just for you, Chyna. Thanks for joining us.
Teaming with what?
But as you make your way, laborers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just farm hands working the fields.
Burly
And as you
ones.
make your way towards the farmhouse, it's a one-level farmhouse, not unlike the Farbos. The Farbos had like a second-level extension. This one's just a longer, flat ranch-style house. But it looks like it's in pretty good repair. But what catches your eye is not the state of the house or the field. It is that on the front stoop you see a half-elven female surrounded by other shapes, and they look fairly well armed. So there, as you get about 120 feet out, you notice this as you come down, making your way towards the farm.
Do we notice a layout to the homes? Are they made out of stone, wood?
These are wood with some with thatched roof. This one has wooden roof as well. So it's mostly wooden with some stone accents,
Okay.
cornerstone, pillar anchors, things like that.
So would we say that the dwellings are sort of long and rectangular?
This one's almost like an L shape. but they take separate different shapes. The expanse is far enough that you can't really make out that detail in any other farms because they're so close because the space in between is so great.
So, tactically speaking, you said we saw one person surrounded by other people?
That's right.
And they are how far away from us?
About 150 feet.
Have they seen us?
No.
Is there any cover on the way from us to where they are? From different angle, from behind the house, behind some trees, maybe? Bushes?
Not really. I mean, the land around it is very well plowed. Any grassland is very well manicured. I mean, it's pretty clear. If you could use the house, but you would definitely be seen making your way to the house if anybody was to see you.
Even if we army crawled across really fast?
You would still probably be seen tactically speaking.
Do any of us recognize, or can we make out any facial features of anyone we recognize?
You're too far.
Right.
Yeah, you're a little too far. But as you continue, let's say you start to slowly make your way, if that's what you choose to do.
Does anyone feel threatened by these people that are here?
I don't feel particularly
They
threatened.
look like a friendly bunch.
Because if you feel threatened, I can kill them all.
No,
Let's not do that yet.
we don't always need to resort to
You
violence.
can't make out. You can't
That
make out
hasn't
the.
been my experience.
The
I
farm
could
hands
raise
are
these houses to the ground.
huge,
No.
huge units
No,
of
we're fine.
this,
Yeah.
whatever they're.
I have the power. I can do it.
Great.
What's that?
I could raise everything to the ground.
I don't
We
want you
will
guys
keep
to get
that
the
in
impression that you're holding back a homicidal maniac. That's not what I'm saying.
When we need you to be homicidal, we will let you know.
All right.
As you slowly, let's say, make your you can safely
Sooner
get
rather
within range. I mean, the farm hands are busy doing their work on the farm. You can start to hear the voices, but you're not close enough to make out what they're saying. There's as you get closer now, you see two females kind of squaring off. One is a very she's a lot more sizable than the other one. She's kind of like berating, it looks like. The half-elven female that you can make up from here is just kind of holding her hands up. She's very submissive. She seems to not be saying much, taking the brunt of this berating. But as you get closer, on the porch of the farmhouse, you see 4 human soldiers surrounding this girl and another point person in the front who seems to be doing all the talking at this other half-elven female. They're very well armed. You can tell now as you get closer. They're dressed in red cloaks. They have red cloaks draped over their shoulders, and their helmets. Their helmets have a single red feather jutting up from the helm. You instantly recognize this as something similar to your vision, but if your vision had become like a perverse, demonic almost version of these guys, that's what you would have seen. Like the feathers are not as pronounced, they're not as exaggerated, but the
Also,
visions
like a
tend to
weird
do...
nightmare version of these guys.
Right, and the vision tends to pervert that a little bit too.
So, the soldiers that are there, they're very similar to what I saw in my vision, albeit much less nightmarish. However, there is a definite similarity.
Well, less nightmarish is always good.
Yes.
Right?
They have faces, so that's usually a good start.
Well, it's not the same, so it should be fine.
But there's a connection.
There's certainly
So
a
this
connection.
place might mean death.
Wow, you really just jump to the worst, don't you? Do I need to lighten the mood with a song?
Are you continuing
Now
towards the
that's
house, or are you
jumping to the
stopping and observing?
Are we still walking, guys?
I would like to keep going.
I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. As you get closer, you can see that they are definitely surrounding this half-elven girl. She's definitely not an adult. She seems a little younger, especially given those of you who have elven heritage. You can probably peg her age. She would roughly be in her teens as far as half-elven aging goes.
Half-elves age about the same as regular heroes.
Do it? Yeah,
They're like
that's
the
right.
same as humans, but then they level out.
They level out. They start around 140.
People looks
have
like
ideas,
25,
right?
but is actually 72, so...
So they have like 200 years of puberty.
They come of age at like 18, and then they just live a really long
That's
time.
really unfortunate.
I'm 60, but I look younger.
Half-elven colonies must smell incredible. Sorry, no offense to any of the half-elves or elves at the table, which is everybody except for you and me, so good. I just offended everyone. That's what I do.
It's a good thing the DM's not like a physical, tangible being.
Yeah, that's right.
I might do a little stabbing.
All DMs are idiots. She's definitely not an adult. But she stands defiantly. She's as you see now, she's not being submissive. She's holding her hands out to keep her space, and she switches from like holding her hand up, trying to interrupt. Now you can see the exchange a little bit better. Trying to explain. Her hands are on her hips. She's looking up at the sky, looking back at this other lady who's a dark skinned lady, dark black hair, also well armed, better equipped than the other soldiers. Now as you get closer,
Similar
you can
uniform?
see she's very well muscled. Absolutely, you can tell. You can certainly tell that this person
their
is
captain.
of a stature.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So that makes sense to you. And she stands finally on her hips, giving the 4 humans a piece of her mind, and squaring off with this captainish. But they are all standing around her, all not quite phalanx-like, but definitely looking very intimidating. Each of them equipped with a long, razor-sharp spear and a kite shield that reaches almost the way to the ground. Yeah, just pick something.
Wow. So these people are reminiscent of the vision you saw earlier today.
Most certainly.
They might be a little out of our weight class, maybe.
Should we attempt to approach them peacefully and see what they do?
Oh,
I would
yes.
tend toward
I know
peace.
you want to stab them. We can
No,
talk later.
let's talk to him.
All of you now, maybe with the exception of you can definitely pull some tactical information given your militant background. The rest of you, given your proximity to the region, recognize them as Red Plumes. These are absolutely Red Plume guards. They're the soldiers of the state from Hillsfar. Brandon, you particularly have, and Twin, you've both had pretty close run-ins with the Red Plumes. These ones are a little bit different than what you remember, Brandon. Your recollection of Red Plumes goes a little bit deeper into history, and there's been greater time in between since you've seen one.
Yeah.
You Twain have seen them have change and evolve over the years, and you know that as the Guard changed, a new generation of Red Plumes was given rise. They're a lot more boorish, they're a lot more bullyish, and they've
They're all
become pretty
humans, yes.
brazen. They are all
better
humans,
better
yeah.
equipment too.
So
Yeah,
Because
they're
the
definitely
ones I
better
killed
equipped.
in the sewers of Hillsfar with a spork.
Do you share
That I
that
made
with the party?
Yes.
Are you sharing
I
that
recognize
with the party?
I recognize that they are red plumes because I've dealt with them in the past, but I've never seen them this well armed. They're way more organized than they were the last time I saw them.
Dude, I might not be familiar with the Red Plumes, but am I familiar with the concept of the dirty cop? These guys give me that dirty cop vibe.
They're pretty polished. I mean, despite that, you can tell that they know their position and they're
But these are
obviously not
organized, like part of like a military
Organized
structured
Absolutely,
unit.
absolutely.
Not mercenaries or deserters.
No, and their position
So they're
around
feds.
their
I get the
captain-
feeling that
yeah, basically.
Okay, all right.
And I mean, you can reason that they've obviously sent a small contingent to deal with what you've seen so
That
far
looks
as
like one teenage child.
female.
I share with the
half-elf.
rest of the group that the guys with the plumes, they're the authorities.
They're not to be listened to.
There seems to be an awful lot of strength for one teenage girl.
Do we? None of us recognize her yet?
Did
No, do we recognize her
They
yet? Anyone?
both of them?
The girl?
Yeah,
the
she ordered
half
for
elf?
You've never seen this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You're about 60 feet out now.
All right. Greetings. Have we come at a bad time?
Hey there! Are you calling out to them across 60 feet?
I pull out my fiddle and I go. Sounds good.
The labor is going to continue. It doesn't quite reach.
Oh, damn it.
There's trouble ahead. I think we should approach and help the girl.
Okay. Roll a d20
Right now.
How does that work?
on sight of the red plumes.
This is what I used to do to my
But- Oh, okay. So wild magic can happen anytime, is what we're saying now.
I'm gonna throw this one at you because, given your
Okay.
what this might do to you mentally, there's some kind of spark.
Well, yeah, there's red plumes there, and they kind of raped and killed my mother, so
I think that's
Oh, a
valid.
little bit of rage.
that's a 9.
Okay. The rage wells up inside you, but you have no trouble quelling it as you continue through explaining to your new
You didn't even turn
comrades
blue or anything.
why they mean what they mean to you. Yeah.
Cole's notes,
continue to
I
approach.
don't like them, and I would like to kill them all.
Right, okay.
So you
Who's in?
you say that, right? Like you
Yeah,
audibly
yeah.
have said that you
I
don't.
basically explained the story of why I'm saying they're not to be trusted.
Did you
I
say
explained-
raped and killed your mother?
Yes.
So
Yeah, so my hands go to my weapons when he said raped and killed his mother.
So,
Because, like, homie don't play that.
right. That's obviously very
Take off
terrible.
your sock and everything.
Close
So
to home.
would you say we are prepared for battle, but we're going to talk first?
Well,
Or at
this-
least...
Be at the ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
There's an unarmed girl in the middle of them. I'd rather not get her killed.
Exactly.
Of course. That's the whole point. We're going over to try and save her because they're all trying to bully her
Noble approach.
because she's a half elf,
Well, obviously.
and there's 3 half elves in this party. So I think we kind of understand that ain't gonna work.
Alright, so as you start to close the distance, you're a little bit more cautious now. You're kind of readying for what you feel is definitely a reasonable outcome. I will say you definitely recognize, you pretty much called it out. This is a different generation of soldier. They come from a different rule, as you know. Yeah, totally different ball game than what you see, and that would certainly make it a little bit more trepidatious, which you are being. So we'll consider the caution. But as you approach the small mob on the porch, the girl finishes speaking in her tirade, and the leader of the human guards, as you can now see, blurts out a warning. You tell your parents that they have been legally ordered to have 8 barrels of dye ready for us by sunrise tomorrow. If the shipment is not ready, the First Lord has demanded that the Red Plumes take possession of the farm due to this breach of contract. Is that clear? And with that, the 4 guards back off, and she locks eyes. They start to make their way down and back towards the road, and they start to head off towards.
And we're letting these guys go?
Yes.
The
I think we should.
Well, considering that vision had us all dead at their hands,
Good
I
and
wouldn't...
Very much.
Play it safe.
Yeah, good and dead when I was
Yeah.
sleeping.
Play it safe.
I say we have no reason to engage in combat with them. Let's speak with the girl.
I have plenty of reason to engage
Well-
with any red plume I see.
Right. But I think if we went and murdered a bunch of these guys right now, we might not be in the best position to then go and speak to this young girl.
These
Well,
are
keep
these
track
are
of
the
it.
these are the highest form of law in the region, and they're like you said, you feel like you're pretty well outgunned in this one. I think the laws of natural selection would apply at some point here too. So, but that being said, they continue to make their way towards the road.
We don't like it.
We'll let them go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Greetings. Have we come at a bad time?
She turns to you. She sees you kind of armed,
Weird, awkward.
but she knows that you're not as organized as those guys, and she just kind of backs towards the door. She puts her hands on the door. She says, "Yes, can I help you with something?"
We were just staying by the farm not too far away from Evans and Bia. Do they ring a bell?
What farm?
More to the point, we had some...
It's a Farborough.
The Farborough farm.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, the name rings a bell. I don't know them personally, but I believe my parents had some dealings with them.
It's little yellow homes.
Yes. Very
What-
quaint.
What did the red feathers want?
They're fine. They're just doing their jobs. They keep us all safe. We all do what we can.
They
We have
keep
some
you
business
safe
with them.
from what?
They keep us all safe, don't they?
You don't need to run a
From
political line with
things.
us, dear. We're on your side, not theirs.
Are you mercenaries? then?
Disney princess face.
Okay, roll a persuasion check.
Jesus, with my no charisma at all. Natural 20.
Nice.
They're like, hands on the hips, like your teeth to that little sparkle thing.
Yeah.
She considers you for a moment. She looks around. You have friendly faces, and she just
There's a unicorn behind me.
lets out a sigh. And she just kind of collapses on the front stoop. She says, "Thank God." She says, "I don't think I can handle any more stress today. But you are a welcome sight. What brings you to my farm, though?"
Well, there have been some odd happenings
Yes.
around, and we were just... some of them happened to us, and so we were looking around to see if maybe we can help ease some of the suffering around here.
There's no suffering around here. Odd happenings like what? What's odd? There's nothing odd. I mean, I'm not
Red
doing
furred
anything
goat.
wrong.
You seen any weird
So
goats?
disappointed.
Unnatural
goats.
blood.
Yeah, like
Yeah, well, I've seen some weird goats. I just think goats are weird, but
goats. You're right.
I guess
goats
that's a
are
matter
weird.
of perspective.
So, are you beetroot farmers?
It is our main staple, yes. As you can see, she kind of gestures out to the field where the laborers are carrying these huge blood red beets from the ground, and they're putting them into wagons. They can't even put them in baskets as they would normally do. They're just far too big. They're like the size of a halfling's head. And she just... Yeah, what was your last question? The beets, right?
The beets.
She says yes,
Big
yes.
beets.
Yeah, we do. Anyway, that is our main staple.
Wait a
As you
second.
may have heard,
Did-
we do a lot of business
where-
with the city.
Where are her parents?
My parents?
Yeah, your parents.
My parents are very busy. They travel quite frequently.
The question is, where are your parents?
Yes, they're traveling right now. They are overseeing various contracts that we have.
Which kind of contracts? I
just-
mean, like, I take contracts too to, like,
well, then
play.
you know that you have to always go and you have to always go and talk about your contracts. You need to.
She's losing her shit, guys.
I don't.
Where are your parents? Where are they?
We heard what the
She
the
just
captain
her head's
said
going to
her,
her
right?
hands and she sobs as you press her
Oh dear.
for questions, and she begins to shake and.
It's all right. I go up to her and, like, put an arm around her and
Okay.
try and comfort her.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
I rolled a 1, and even +4 is just a 5.
Okay, so
That's
she's
time out.
just. They told me to tell. They told me to say that they were visiting our relatives in Daggerdale, but they're not. And I've been under a lot of pressure with the city. I don't know how to handle it. I've done everything I can. I'm not a bad person. I would never hurt them. I love them. The girl sobs for a
what?
moment. She looks broken and lost.
Has
But then-
something happened to your parents?
She looks at you and she kind of looks to the symbol around your neck, right? You wear
yeah.
your. She says,
Just checking your blade.
"Perhaps you are the answer to my prayers. Perhaps you've been sent by Shanti. Does she work in such a manner?" She kind of looks over your shoulder out in the open fields and
God,
watches the
just
harvest,
checking.
watches the beet harvesting continue. Everybody making sure that no one's really kind of taking notice of what's happening. And she levels her gaze at all of you, and she just goes dead, hopeless. She says, "If you follow me, maybe we can help each other."
That is at least my wish.
Yes.
May we ask who your parents are?
My parents are the good root folk. They founded, their parents before them founded this farm.
Subway?
They've entrusted me with it, but I am not yet of age to inherit the estate.
Ah,
She said, "I will explain. Please just follow me." And she stands up and she slowly makes her way to the door, and she looks over her shoulder as she opens it up a creak.
Okay.
I'm thinking she's the heiress, so I don't know what she's lying about.
Do we
No,
get the sense she's not telling us the truth, or that she means us harm in any way?
She switched gears pretty quickly when you started pressing her, and she broke down crying and then told you that there's something she wants. She's obviously not being truthful.
Yeah, something's wrong.
Yeah, no check
But
needed.
is there any?
No check needed.
Are we sensing any threat, or are we just sensing someone who's scared?
She seems pretty scared. I mean, given her reaction to you,
Okay.
she was obviously relieved at your presence.
Yeah.
Anyone who's not with the state or there to extort her in some way.
In that
So
case,
I wouldn't
we
say that
follow.
you get any sense of threat just yet, not naturally.
Okay.
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 distinct. She's in-
So you make your way into the farmhouse. It's dusty. There are bowls kind of stacked up. The place looks well, but it doesn't look like it's been well kept recently. She leads you into the back through a small door that goes under under a it's like a lowered area out of the kitchen into like a lowered den, and she lifts back these large wooden cellar doors. And she looks at you and motions for you to follow. She pulls a lantern that's on a hook. These, the walls here are, it narrows down into darkness. The stairs are very steep. They're wooden. They're not particular. They don't inspire great confidence in you, but otherwise looks pretty well made. The stone walls are smooth. It looks like, it has like a poured concrete look. If they had poured concrete, it's probably some type of clay in between flat, like flagstone. She pulls out some tinder and she begins to light the lantern. After a couple of tries, it bursts into a small flame. She lifts it, casting a soft orange glow on the stairs. You can see where the light is now. The rest of you can make out the bottom of the stairs. It's just very steep. It levels out into a singular hallway, and you can make out like the gray, the kind of black and white dark vision going from light into dark. Just some boxes, crates it looks like. So as she starts to slowly make her way down the stairs, she leads you down into the huge cellar beneath the farmhouse. It looks to hold preserved food, equipment for farming and making dye, and casks full of substances used in those endeavors. She takes you to two double doors at the bottom of the stairs and a short hallway, and opens up into this space, so it looks like a prep area. Still not terribly easy to see. It's just the lantern gives a soft glow wall to wall, so you can see everything, but we'll say it's dim light for the purposes of illustration.
Oh, would you like me to hold your hand?
I would be at the back because I cast from range anyways. So.
Yeah.
Alright,
I also can cast light
leads
on my
you
things.
down the hallway, through the double doors at the end.
So in our marching order, Brandon takes up the rear. I take point. You're behind me. You're in the middle of the pack, and you're
Middle
behind
pack.
her.
I'm with her, yeah.
She can be literally occupied in the same space as me. On account
And
of the fact that
she's
teensy.
and Constance is in the front.
Did we go in the door? We're in the door? What's going on?
Constance.
Yeah.
Oh, her name's Constance. Okay.
She walks to a corner of the cellar, to a pair of long
Out of
wooden
mind.
boxes.
Feel free to go.
She hesitates and then levels a serious gaze at you all. She just breathlessly says, "I'm so sorry." And she slowly pushes back the cover of one of the boxes.
The long wood.
And she opens it, and then she pushes the other, and she doesn't even look into the boxes. Sonic or Gizmo.
Gizmo.
Which pet are
Can
you?
you pull him away?
Yes. Here.
That's why he was upstairs.
Gizzy.
I know, but he's meowing.
I'd rather him be meowing than eating the Christmas tree, which shouldn't still be up in February, but we're working on it. That's our goal for
We're
this
gonna show.
weekend.
We were
Okay, as she pushes the cover of the crates back off, you see covered in tarps. There are two half-elven bodies wrapped in tattered tarps.
Oh no.
They look peaceful, except their faces wear unsightly growths bulging beneath the surface of the skin, and in some places breaking through in horrible purple ulcers.
Ew.
Hideous looking. And there's a
Wait,
rank,
I'm not
dusty
squeamish.
scent in the whole.
I'm
There's a rank, dusty scent in the cellar mixed with like a sharp, pungent vinegar smell. She turns back to you and she says, "I know this looks terrible, but it's not what you think. I found them in this condition, and I hid them because they told me to. You see, I'm not currently old enough to inherit the farm, like I mentioned. I'm not of an age where I can inherit and hold the estate. If the authorities see that they're dead, Hillsfar will seize the farm and turn me out. If I can hide their deaths for just a few months, I will be old enough to inherit the farm."
Well, your secret is safe with me.
What is it that you need in order to conceal their deaths further? The woman was making demands of you.
Why don't you just lie about how old you are?
They will check. They know that I'm not old enough to hold the estate. That's why they've been harrying me like this. But there's something else.
I can forge papers for you to show that you are of age.
You are already such a blessing. Allow me to stay your kind offer until you at least see one more thing.
Sure.
What's in the other room?
I did say I need your help. I may need your help with this as well. She leads you to another door in the cellar. She removes a big, sturdy oaken beam and just slides it to the right. It lands with a clunk on the floor. Before she opens the door, she turns back and she says, "When I found my parents down here in the cellar, they weren't alone." She just pushes the door back a little bit and steps back and holds the lantern up, soft light spilling in. He was with them.
My swords are
Just
out.
put this in the corner.
They are
of the
out.
spiderweb.
They are shiny and they
Okay.
are ready to be
You hear a
stabbing.
as Merkesh
I don't know what's
release or
I pressed add. And it
unhinges his blades.
There's just a little
I
bit
don't know
more.
if it got added.
She opens
It
the door and
exited
shines the
it.
lantern into the darkened room. It contains empty casks and barrels pushed to the walls. In the far corner, slumped against the far wall, is a drow elf.
Yes, they got added.
The
There's
grotesque
6.
growths cover his face and arms and body as well, just as Constance's parents. Except he's alive,
Oh dear.
but his breathing is weak.
Can he speak?
Drow is totally unconscious.
Oh, he's unconscious, but he's alive.
Could I medicine check him or stabilize him?
Sure.
I
Shot.
would also try that as well.
Okay. Who has a higher roll with
Are you
advantage?
kidding me?
With advantage? I've got a plus
Not
5.
available?
I have a +2.
So, am I rolling?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
have you pick and
Just
roll
roll
with
normal.
advantage?
Roll
Oh,
advantage.
okay.
So as you both approach the body, the rank smell, it's not the same vinegary smell, which seems to come from the tools and the stock in the cellar. It's this really dank, like putrid, eldritch smell.
23.
Eldritch.
Oh, 19.
Okay, as you both kind of crouch around the body, Constance is definitely staying out of the room, but
Yeah.
she's holding the lantern up for you. Fine kind of joins you on the side. You reach and you grasp, you say a silent prayer to Saloon. At this moment, Brendan, you really take notice that the brand around her chest is the mark of Saloon. And Saloon is one of the 2 gods who were credited with the salvation of the floating city.
They tried to save some people.
Yeah, so she it's their
After we
name
crash
is
into
on
another
that.
city.
Right.
You know it's a bad thing
They-
when your city crashes into another city. You got problems.
They divined the transport of the city to the nether. Or it's the plane of shadow, not the plane of shadow. And as it begins to glow, Saloon receives your prayer, but you're just using kind of your knowledge of medicine, your knowledge of the body, but you feel a presence there just the same. And after a few tense moments, the drow begins to stir, very weakly. But he begins to kind of open his eyes and he looks at you. He's struggling even against the lantern light now. His mouth is kind of, it's almost, it's being inhibited by these sores and these ulcers that are growing around his face, but enough that he can make some words. Who are you?
Yeah.
What is this? Where am
Last time. And then we're just gonna call.
You don't know how you got here?
He takes a moment. I'm so tired. I said, yes. Yes, I do. How did you get here?
Is he covered in purple lesions
Yeah.
like
Yes,
that?
he
monk
is. He
are?
has purple ulcers pushing through the surface of the skin. Some of them have broken out of the skin, and they're just oozing and festering around his arms and his
Well,
body.
What?
We
what
walked
else-
here.
What's wrong with this guy?
We don't know yet.
Oh dear.
Yes.
What happened to you?
It says, roll an investigation check, actually.
Who?
Brendan.
No. That is a 5, and I have no int bonus, I don't believe. Nope.
You
So
roll
a
5. You roll
I mean,
bad.
he's not really resisting at this point. He just says, I have contact with the Good Roots. I had come to see on a shipment that I was supposed to bring back to the Underdark.
Shipment of red dye.
Yes,
These people seem to owe everyone a lot of red dye.
they do, and they make particularly good product. was set upon by this illness. I don't know when. I don't know how many days have passed.
Did you come
When
in
you-
contact with anything odd?
When did you last see the good roots?
One question at a time. I can answer you all. The last time I saw the Goodroots, when I arrived here.
Were they sick when you got here?
Alright,
Questions
just as
little bit.
the history of the game, are drows always bad? Are they? I know Drizzt was like
okay.
a character. Okay.
No. They're just
Now black people are cool now.
So they everybody wants to be a drow.
Yeah.
Even the regular elves are listening
Yeah.
to drow music.
We can't call them drow though. They took
Right,
That's hard work. So glad I hit record for that. So it's basically. Are you familiar with Underdark at all?
No.
So
Yeah.
under Faerun, the continent, there's a huge, basically a metropolis of subterranean dwellers. It's called the Underdark, and it's basically, if you think about it, almost like a country size, maybe not quite as large, but it's a deep network of catacombs, caverns, well below the surface. This is called the Underdark, and the capital. I don't remember the name of it. Do you remember the name of the capital?
The drow
Starts with an
capital?
M, I think.
Menzo
Baranzan, thank you, Menzo Baranzan. So underneath, there's almost like a mirrored version of the above ground humanoids, like drow. Dwarves are called Druagar.
Yes,
They're like dark versions of
so there's-
dwarves.
Okay.
They're dark
The
versions
gnomes
of
are called
gnomes,
Yeah.
which are called Snurfneblins.
Yeah, Snurflers.
We're just gonna refer to them as deep gnomes.
Yeah, please just
because
call
that's
them
way
deep
too
gnomes.
hard
Sorry,
to
Snurf-
say.
Yes, actually.
And they all have
Yeah.
weird different
Oh my god, I'm calling
characteristics.
them that forever.
They tend to do a lot better in dark
Snurf-
settings.
Snurf-
Okay. So just because I wanted, my character would not think to kill this person who's diseased,
Not enough.
because okay.
Not for any
Racial
lore-based
reason,
reason.
yeah.
There's the ones that make their way to the surface, and particularly ones that seem to frequent, typically have a totally different perspective on things.
Right. Yeah.
This guy at least has shared with you that he has regular dwellings with these guys, and he ships goods, presumably to
Right,
the
yes.
Underdark.
Okay.
But as he is kind of answering Brandon's questions, knowing that you're kind of tuned into that, then you'll see benefit from the fact that he shares with you that he does have a contract with the Goodroots. He tells you that for a certain period of time, he has basically been a liaison to an underground community of deep gnomes, Snurfneblins.
Wait, sorry, repeat that, please.
Yeah, so he's a liaison to an underground community of Snurfneblins. Snurfneblins.
He tells us that?
Yes, yeah. He says I'm the liaison to them. I'm basically a broker. He says I was brokering their wares to and from the surface, and this was set upon me. I don't know the nature of this affliction. I only know the pain.
Sorry, not to take anything away from your pain,
Yes.
but you...
I feel like you are.
No, 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 not at all.
No offense.
So you're a
but you're
liaison for the deep
Please
gnomes.
take away from my pain.
You are a liaison for the deep gnomes.
Yes.
Have you ever heard the name Mordak before?
Should I?
No particular reason. I'm just.
Not particularly.
All right,
no.
great.
He said I don't deal much with them. I just transfer the goods.
Did
I
you
don't
come in
like to get
contact with
involved in weird.
anything? Sorry. Did you come in contact with anything strange at all?
Disregard that, then everyone.
Common
Play a
contact
song
with
and
me
make
is
you all forget.
strange.
Anything out of the ordinary? A pet a strange animal, ate something unfamiliar.
Oh, animals have all sorts
Or-
of
Fell into a
diseases.
bush.
Or
you've
where
never
were
seen.
you when this sickness
I
fell upon you?
feel that I'm always in contact with something strange, especially given my dealings from the surface and below.
Specifically, before you fell ill, did any particular event stand out in your head as being out of the ordinary?
Not particularly, no. Not until I got up here. It seems
helpful.
I can't tell you when this began. My memory is hazy at best. It just hurts.
Would I be able to heal him?
You can try.
Any chance of that?
You can give it a
I
shot.
believe you could try.
Because I'm just
Inspire her. Do it. Come on, hit the hits.
Spell slot. What's his hit points at? Can you show
No.
that with
All
me?
you
We're
know
not
is
supposed
he
to know.
looks pretty fucking bad.
He's bad. Can we spray the bag?
Like he looks like he's rotting from the outside in now. Even though these,
so
these
He
even though
has
these
yet to
pustules
pop.
and
Okay,
ulcers seem to be
so-
originating below the skin.
I'm going to use my channel divinity, preserve life, which doesn't use spell slot.
Mhm.
Which means that I can evoke the energy from my holy symbol
Yep.
and restore hit points equal to 5 times my cleric level.
Bold moves from Tamasin. That
Trying.
is.
Do you need any inspiration?
I got my own if I might need it, but I might need one later. Let's see how it goes.
Alright, just asking because
Um,
I have lots.
So
That's
5
that's your preserve life divinity.
Meg,
Preserve
Meg,
life.
I have all the inspiration.
Mhm.
'Cause that's what
So it's
bards
5
do.
times my cleric level, so that would be 10. So I can
All
restore 10
bards
hit
do.
points.
Is half
I
his-
will inspire you all from
Um,
afar with
as
my
you-
musical talents.
All right, as you
Picture that
close
one
your
meme
eyes
with
and
the girl with the
you
flute.
beckon Saloon's grace
When your
again.
party's dying, the
Coming
party's
back to
dying.
Meg here, guys. You beckon for Saloon's grace to reach out to you and channel it forth. You feel her definitely answer. As you reach towards the drow, a slight glow emanates from your hands and it arcs to his body, but it seems to... These purple pustules almost seem to create a hue, and it seems to be perverting the healing warmth from Saloon and just dissipating it before it gets anywhere near his skin, so
Well,
it
that's problematic.
doesn't seem to be
I
effective.
can't do anything to help him.
Then it's time.
He
for
winces again. He just starts to lull a little bit,
Oh dear.
and his eyes are
I got nothing
closing.
here, guys.
Everyone back away.
I'm assuming that this is something you can catch as
You guys need
the
to move.
parents.
Yes.
I'm already pretty far back.
Yeah, I am too. Constance.
Yeah.
Two of you.
No,
literally
Where's
need
the
to
back?
move.
Yeah.
We're the
Constance.
ones next.
Yes, yes, yes.
Constance, let's go.
And his eyes just roll back into his head, and he slumps back towards the.
Have you
Well,
just
if you can't do anything, and I can't do anything.
wait? I turn to Constance and
I'm
Have you
moving away from
just-
the door before
have
the
you
spore
just been?
explosion.
Have you just kept him
Would you like
locked
me to
in
heal
here?
him?
I'm just asking her if she just had him locked in here this whole time, and for what reason?
These people are afflicted with something. It killed my parents. I'm not going to take chances. I had to stay away from it. He was down here because he didn't like the sunlight. Drow don't.
Right, but this is. You just let him come down here.
Tamsin, roll an investigation check for me.
You just let him come. Like, I'm assuming, are the stairs the only entrance? Because if that's the
Yes.
well, then who
Is
let?
that
Did
what-
you
Are
let
you
him
implying
down?
that I had
Intelligence
something
for
to do with this?
No,
Oh,
all I'm
yeah.
asking is, did you
10.
It's intelligence.
did you let him
Yeah.
downstairs, and for what reason?
He said yes. He has
10.
dealings with my parents. He
10, 10.
comes here frequently. He's a great client of ours, Gotcha. You notice as you're pulling away, in the robes that he's wearing, just a piece of parchment sticking out of his pocket.
Of the drow's pocket?
Yes, as he slumps back, it kind of.
Is he unconscious
out.
now?
What? Yes, yeah. he's
Can I
on-
get that?
You can certainly try.
Take it and run!
Would it be sleight of hand? I could try.
You're pulling
Well,
the
I'm
pin
not-
from a grenade.
I'm not freaked out by the grossness. because
Right,
I-
yeah.
You know, this is my thing. So I'm going to attempt to get said parchment.
Okay.
I just
So
want to
you
make it
pull
clear
it out
that I
of his
moved away
glove.
from the door because I'm fully expecting
Sure.
this guy to blow up.
Okay. You pull the piece of parchment out of his cloak. It bears a symbol at the top that you recognize from the crates and bags around the cellar that you're currently in. And as you kind of look through it, it's sorry, give me one sec. As you yes, it's written in common, so you can read it. It's a contract that corroborates his story, basically. It's written in common. It's a contract between the beet farm and the drow. His name is on it. It's Ariz, Arrizz. If you want to take that down, and it says liaison to a word that you can't quite make out. It's in a strange scrawl, and then in common in brackets it says Underdark. The contract is an exchange of gold for beets and beet byproducts. Otherwise there's nothing really strange or questionable or suspect about it. I'm also going to get you to roll a nature check since you're closer, and roll a nature check for me as well since you guys are both there.
Dude's name was what?
9.
Ariz. Arrizz.
Ariz.
21.
21.
Ariz.
Sorry, what are we rolling?
No,
No,
just them.
As Saloon's message leaves your body,
Little guys.
though you weren't able to affect the drow, you're left with the knowledge of the condition, which is as it comes to you in a series of visions and story elements. You see visions of other people with this type of affliction. It comes to you. The name is Darkborn Rot. That's the name of the affliction, and it's a fungal affection. It rapidly overtakes the victim, often sapping the life from the victim. Saloon is kind of communicating that your efforts for healing are futile, and any efforts for healing would be futile. There's no known cure,
Alright.
other than some great magic beyond which you can channel at this point.
I'll just tell everybody that.
But you also know that it has to be contracted directly, and that you're not in any immediate
No
danger.
immediate threat. But I don't know particularly how it's contracted. Like you have to get in.
That's right. You just know it's fungal. It's fungal
Okay.
born, so it
I
could
can't.
have been
He can't cough on me.
spores
and I
that.
can't catch it.
No. I mean, it's reasonable that
It's not an
he
airborne
would have been
virus.
exposed to it,
Right.
coming from the Underdark. Maybe something in their transaction between he and Constance's parents. But
Okay.
but currently.
So it's an Underdark. It's
Yes.
The Last of Us.
the spores. Zombies.
Where are the last crates, the last shipment that he brought from the Underdark?
He didn't bring anything from
Yeah.
Underdark. He collects and brings their products back.
So he would have been bringing gold up from the Underdark, and that's it.
Correct.
Can we see that contract? Can any of us make out who the liaison name is?
Do any of you speak Deep Gnome? Or Sniffervable?
I speak Gnomish.
Nope.
Fuck.
It's you can make out familiar arcs in the cursive, but it's in a flow that is just not
It's a
familiar.
completely different language, is it?
Yes.
It's like reading French.
I love that DM tells Chyna that she can't read it, and then Steph asks Brad if she still can't read it. The answer, I'm always gonna
Okay.
side with
Question, out of character really quickly.
Okay.
Would Chyna never have seen any writing from Deep Gnomes at all? That she might recognize a name or anything?
the DM. No.
Okay.
No.
Alright, just checking.
Yeah. No.
I think that was a fair question.
Yeah, fair question. The answer.
You might recognize the shapes of something, but you wouldn't actually know what it meant.
No, if
'cause
you knew my background though more, that question was
It's supposed to sound
very
German.
warranted.
Sviefneblen.
Sveb Nevlin.
Yep.
Smurf.
So if there's anything, we can't do anything for
Yeah,
that
so-
guy.
We can't do anything to help him.
Can we do anything to ease his pain?
I can end his suffering.
I say to ease his pain, we close the door and I shall sing a soft lullaby.
Merkesh
He's
and
unconscious right
Fine.
now.
Make
He's
a
suffering
perception
enough.
check for me, please.
That is
13.
a 17.
17. Just as you make the suggestion to play a song, the lantern goes out with like a snuff, and then you hear a clang, 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 clang as the lantern clatters along the floor,
Is
skipping
Constance
somewhere.
holding this
You're
lantern?
cast into pitch darkness. It takes a split second for even those of you with dark vision to adjust. Megan, you're in, or
I'm, like,
Tamasin is in
screwed.
complete darkness.
I'll be casting lights soon.
Just before it happens, Merkesh, you hear a shuffling and you wheel around, blades at the ready. Everyone roll initiative.
Fuck. Okay.
Fucking fuck.
Woo.
Ha ha ha! 21.
20.
This is. I feel like this.
Yeah, see, this is a real fight, not the imaginary fight.
Yeah.
So I don't like the natural ones we had. Don't do that again. 21.
20.
Nice.
Oink. I'm just totally.
Alright, 20 and up, Merkesh.
21.
Okay.
Oh, 20.
And Tamasin, 20?
Yeah.
15 to 19?
I have a 16. That's 3 initiative.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah, you did
technically, just so you know,
That's
Yeah.
pretty good,
in the
right?
position of the
What
apartment
was it?
and
16?
the
16.
table where you and I are
10 to
situated,
15?
This is the south side of the table.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
Nobody's
So
10
when
to
I'm like,
15?
south side, that's us.
Oh, okay.
It is the south side. You're right.
I understand.
Nothing wrong with the north side. I'm just saying, south side.
5 to 9.
I have 7.
I have 6.
I just rolled 3
not much
20s
better
on my
last
new
time.
dice you gave me. Let's stick with that.
Fine with a 7.
Yes.
See,
Rank
I got a 6 and I only got a +1 to initiative. He got a
Ranquess
7,
with a
but he has
6?
+3 to
Is it 6,
initiative.
Brendan?
6, yes.
Okay.
I just looked
That'll-
up what
That,
I-
that makes his roll even worse than mine.
Okay, what do I have? What
The
are
dice
these?
are not
Sorry,
being
I need
friendly
this really
today.
quick.
All right. So as you you're all shocked by this clatter and this commotion of the lantern hitting the ground. Merkesh, not quite so much, as you hear a shuffling to the left of you, and you wheel around with your blades ready. As your dark vision slowly focuses, you see two dark-looking, gray-skinned dwarves with white hair, covered in facial hair, and they're just absolutely bulging with muscles and veins. As you wheel around, you see them just flex so hard, and they begin to grow, and they grow, and they grow, and replace them with these. As you see this,
The hell?
these two beings just steadily grow in size until they almost fill the space behind you, and these are two dark dwarf-looking guys. They're now large for purposes of the encounter. And they turn and they attack.
Hello.
Merkesh, catching them just before they launch their ambush, you are first to act.
Okay, so the gentleman standing directly to my left, who just got very large,
Yep.
is about to feel the full fury of the Merkesh assault.
Alright,
it.
sounds good.
As my rapier
Do
jabs
your
forward.
worst.
That is 16 plus 5, which is
Giant.
That's 21.
21.
Fiddle.
That's a hit.
And the second one, we're going with the blue die. And the second one is a 12.
Perfect. Okay. 12 misses.
Okay, so the damage that I do with my initial strike is 11 points of damage.
Good stuff.
Wow, Jesus.
That's an 8 on an 8-sided die.
That was your rapier, right?
That was my rapier.
So as you wheel around, you cut a nice clean arc to the left, just lashing out in the darkness as your eyes are adjusting, and you catch this large, now dwarven, just huge-looking dwarf, which is an oxymoron in itself, just like spilling a clean arc of blood against the wall, mixing with the beet juice, and probably ruining it.
Never liked beats.
That drow turns to you, clutches, and raises his with his shield hand, pulls his shield down, and follows up with his war pick for a natural 20.
Wait, I thought
That
isn't he a dwarf?
No,
Natural
he's big.
20.
This face.
Yeah, hit 20 hits me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so blind.
Yes, he's
Guys,
a
what the
type
hell's
of dwarf.
happening?
Why did
You
you
said
ask?
drow.
Okay.
Yeah,
dwarf.
no, but
Yeah,
it's
dwarf.
it's a
Yeah.
dwarf.
Everybody.
No,
So,
just making sure. I was just asking.
all right, that's an 8, and then 12, 16, 18, 20 damage.
I'm out.
Immediately wheels around with a war pick and just slams into Merkesh's chest, throwing him
Are
back
you
against
dead or are you
the.
there?
I'm at -1.
Throwing him back against this rack of farm tools. No,
No, that's not him.
This way.
I wish he fucking line drives you.
No.
No, over there. Yeah. Into
No.
into
Can
the
you
One of you guys
against
lost
against the wall. Against the wall. Huh?
Can you second wind as a reaction?
No, I believe it's a bonus action. Yeah.
Okay.
Second one's
Which
a bonus
one,
action.
Jones?
Into
Where are
the
you?
into the barrels there. Put them on the
The
barrels.
ones that are over- yeah,
Put
here
them
we go.
down and on the barrels. There you go.
Oh, I see what happened. It was the way I handed it.
All right. The
So are
second
each of these
drow.
5 each?
Yes.
Okay.
The second drow.
Dwarf.
Sorry, the second
Dark
dwarf.
elf.
They're
Dark
Duergar.
dwarf.
Yeah, they're Duergar. So these are dark dwarves. Ups with his war pick and takes a swing at Brandon. And
Sauce, what you got?
the opposite of natural 20. Fortunately for you,
That's a crit fail.
as apparently they're getting used to it as well. They now just appear, and his war pick comes and just takes a chunk out of the stone just
Brad,
above your head
where's
as you
Constance?
duck. Constance
Can
is.
we get a figure for her?
Constance is like
Or not?
between Meg and just give her a token. That's perfect.
Okay.
She's in the corner.
Just so I know where the helpless one is.
Yeah, put her in the other corner, next to Fine. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Fine.
Sorry, Fine. I meant to say no.
Yeah.
So he swung over my head.
Yeah,
He wasn't used to his own growth.
and now we're into regular initiative. That's a surprise round. Merkesh is down.
Is
I
making death saves
I
for me?
continue to bleed. Here's
Roll a
my
death
first
saving
death
throw
save.
for me.
which is a fail.
Okay.
Fuck.
One failed death
Dude.
save.
Okay.
Definition. Or inspiration.
Yeah, but I can't make a saving throw when he
use
hits
it
me
on
for
death
20
save.
damage.
Yeah, can't use it.
No, but for your death saving throws, you can use it.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Death
with one
saves are
fail.
straight
Yeah.
D20 rolls. I don't think you can use inspiration for a death save.
You can use
I'll look it
inspiration
up
to
after.
replace any roll.
Yep.
Okay, I'll look it up after.
But I don't need it yet, so it's okay.
Right now.
Over to Tamasin.
Tamasin, who is can't do much of anything because she can't see fuck all. So she's gonna cast light on her holy symbol.
Okay.
'Cause that's what she does, and she's going to move when she
Now that
takes
she can see.
stock of shit. Hey, big guy! And she's going to move over here with her shield out. She's got one of them. Over here by the helpless little half elf with a shield out, which also adds +2 to my armor. To my armor.
Just out of reach for an
Right, yeah.
All right. Okay. So all of a sudden, it's like a flare in the room.
Sorry guys,
as,
blinding you temporarily.
as you see
Meg's
you see Tamasin's holy symbol just burst into radiating light, illuminating the space way better than any lantern ever could or had before. The Druigar kind of
Yeah,
shield their
to
eyes
say
so they
that.
fall back a little bit. But just after this Warpick takes a piece of the wall out over Brendan's head, Tamasin jumps into action, moves slightly out of the way, shield at the ready. And that was your action,
That was-
right?
that
You
was
don't
it.
have a bonus action
Nope.
or movement. You're good?
I-
Alright, over to
Wait a
Chyna.
Okay. China.
Chyna. Bard it up.
Okay. He is right in front of me, isn't he?
He sure is.
Alright. Let's cast, I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers
Okay.
on the one closest to me. So, he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And if he fails, he takes 3d6 psychic damage. And it must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows
Okay.
away from me.
What's your DC?
It is 12.
He fails.
Yes! Alright. 3d6.
So as the light bursts into the room, and this Druigar, this one in the middle, if you can be ready to move that guy.
This guy here.
Yeah,
So he's going to move as far as
he
its speed.
shields his eyes and just like screams, falls back, and then you see Chyna turn, wheel, and just give him death stares. And he begins to just cower. He just stumbles back and he turns and hauls ass
As he
away.
hauls ass, he's
For an
in front range
unnatural
of these two,
effect,
right?
so he won't trigger an opportunity.
Can I tell you my whisper?
Hmm?
My whisper that I'm whispering to him is,
Yes, you
I'm
can.
Henry the Eighth, I am Henry
Where's the
the Eighth,
PHP?
I am.
Where's my handbook?
So he
I'm
moves-
using it. I got married to the
he
widow
moves
next
away
door.
20.
See
You're
if
getting
it does
fucked 7
trigger
times before.
20, 25,
An
30?
opportunity
It
to
should. It should. It's
Everyone
not the attack
love
happens anytime
vagina.
they're leaving the threat of
It's
somebody without
outside
disengage.
of, not if it's outside of his control.
No, it says if he fails, he has to move.
Oh, no,
One
different.
sec, one sec.
Hang on.
They're
Yeah,
checking to
sorry.
see whether or not he gets any
Whether we get
advantage
opportunity
attack
attacks.
on it.
Oh, I still have to give him his damage too. 3d6.
Yeah, you should roll those.
Yes.
All sixes.
That's 1 6 and a 1, so that's 7, and another 6.
That's
That's-
He also took, you're doing the psychic damage?
I did. I just did
Okay.
13 psychic damage.
Okay, we'll say for the purposes of this, because he is using his own reaction to run, it's not like he was pushed or he fell through a pit. We'll say that he will trigger an attack of opportunity.
Which means two of
And
the
it was
physically weakest
13.
people in the party
so
can hit
sorry,
him.
what was it?
Yeah, right.
13.
13?
Good.
Yes.
Wet noodle attack!
Did something. Did you hear my whisper? Anyone
And
hear
this
it?
is just a
Henry.
straight,
Henry
it's a
D.
straight melee attack.
That's in my head.
Do I have a movement still or not?
One sec, because
Okay.
before that, as he's running, Brandon, I think, is the only one who is
Yeah.
within 5
Yeah.
feet. Go ahead and make a melee attack.
Yeah.
With my one dagger.
Worth a shot.
Well, I got 2 daggers, but I think you only
can
get 1,
chunk out
right?
his
Yeah.
Achilles with that. You don't know.
So 1d4
One
plus
main hand
3.
melee attack.
Go for the Achilles.
4
Ooh,
plus
nice.
3, so 7.
Yay,
Nice.
nice.
You hit him?
All right,
Yeah,
as he
7.
stumbles back, you manage to catch.
No, I mean
his
you hit the
arm.
guy.
His
You just rolled
oh
damage.
yeah, you
didn't
gotta
an
roll.
attack.
Yeah, you still
Ah.
did.
What are you doing, you mook?
That is. What is this? Plus 3, so 12?
Sure.
12 does
That's a
not hit.
miss. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Oh, boo.
You can't just roll damage.
wasn't thinking. When
20!
when do I make melee attacks on this guy? I don't know.
Oh, because it's finesse, right? You're using dice.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, yeah, so that's a miss, unfortunately.
Okay.
As he just holds his hand up and he's flailing now, and your dagger just comes just wide of his forearm. Now you have movement.
I do have movement. Okay. I would like to
Where
move.
you wanna go?
I'm small. I'm going to move over. Can I hide behind this little box right here?
You wanna climb in with the
My
dead
small,
body?
Not in.
Oh,
Is this
okay.
is there enough space for me to be there?
Yeah, you can squeeze in.
Beautiful, that's where I'm going. Be like, I'll be here, I'll cast spells and sing songs. If you need inspiration, you know where I am. And I wave my fiddle in the air and I'm like,
Just hides and starts playing like the devil went down to Georgia.
yeah.
Okay. And his movement is...
From the first one,
Mhm.
and then a palm strike to
Wherever you can reach.
wherever I can reach. Exactly.
Let's hit.
Lower
Alright.
chest.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
You can probably get him in the sternum.
There you
Okay,
go.
jump.
Knock the wind out.
So the nickel staff rolls a 1.
It flails wildly against
Yeah.
Brandon.
Please don't. I have 4 hit points.
10 cents short of connecting.
And then a 6. This definitely does not hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
wild-
this enormous dwarf now
Jump.
fully in charge
Put
of
it on
its
the stove.
fully in charge of its own facilities, just narrowly dodges your quarterstaff, and as your fist comes up, he just steps back and he looks back at you with a toothy grin. Ranquess, let's retaliate.
Yes, let's
Your
retaliate.
laugh sounds stupid.
You don't get to cast another dissonant.
What?
Randomly. You can't just insult people at random because you're a bard. Wait till your turn.
I'm constantly insulting
That's what
people.
bards do. That's
I'm
inflection.
I am hiding behind the box and
Shut
insulting
your words.
people
Shut
right
your
now.
tongue.
I am going to cast False Life on myself.
Alright.
It is 1 action. I gain 1d4 plus 4 temporary hit points for the duration.
Right, now you need that.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely need that. So,
Good call. Roll your hit points.
so I get 5 hit points.
Okay.
5 more temporary hit points, essentially.
As I'm still in character, let me check.
Please,
Thank you.
please do.
And then roll a d20.
So that brings me up to 9. And then you want me to roll a d20. Here we go. That is a 4.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably better off. We're in pretty
I
close
have like a
quarters,
Chipotle
but I
over
was
here anyways.
kind of
Okay.
looking forward to it.
I have lots of sauces.
One of these days, Brandon,
KO'd you
I
one
tried.
shot.
Maybe Surge will.
Let it go with.
Chipotle's good.
Yeah.
I'll go with
Alright,
Mexican.
let's just
What
wrap this
exactly
up
is the
and-
rule with the manifesting of the surge? I need to know that.
What's that?
How are these rolls working? Like how to like
So rules is written. It's a 1 on a d20, right? So
the rule is written as 1, yeah.
5% chance.
Yeah.
If you want to go with the other version that we kind of talked about, did I take you through that? The 5.
Very briefly.
Okay, let's talk about that after
Okay.
after this
Yeah,
session.
one more reading.
And then you can decide. Yeah,
Yes.
good call. And we can enact that at any time. What did you just roll?
4.
Okay. Okay. So use your false life, and that's your turn, right? You have movement.
I have movement, but I don't want to get an opportunity attack because he has enough power in him to actually wipe me out with an opportunity attack.
And
So
you felt that power firsthand. I would say that's why.
yeah. So
He scrambles out of the boxes. He kind of comes to his senses, and he throws the boxes aside and he comes charging towards you. This guy, he's gonna run straight towards Chyna. He's got more than enough
Towards
movement.
me?
Yep.
Why?
And raising his war pick, he's now pissed at you because of what you just did to him. And he hits you, I'm pretty sure, with a 17 natural.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Okay.
I'm gonna die.
I'm like this.
And
I hate you so much.
so that fear is only for 1 turn.
6 damage.
Oh,
Seems like it.
Because most fears isn't it you're feared until you actually pass a
As his
saving
war
throw.
pick crashes into the box next to you, you see the foot of one of Constance's parents, whichever one is enrobed in that box, like spill out, pop out as the shrapnel in the side of the pick just carves into your side, hits you hard in the shoulder, and pushes you down, but you shake it
and
off.
I'm like, you almost broke my fiddle, you.
Merkesh, Roll a death saving throw for me, please. Don't get
That one's an 18.
There you go. That's a success.
1 and 1, baby.
1 and 1. Tamasin.
Okay.
Tamasin.
I'm gonna
Pick
cast
Merkesh up.
Sacred Flame, Sacred something with a sacred. Hold on, I got it. It's here. Sacred Flame. On that guy.
God damn it.
This one.
On that one,
The one who is actively attacking Chyna at the moment.
you're gonna attack that guy. Okay.
I am going to Sacred Flame that guy.
Okay.
I'm sure I'm not getting in there with my mace because I will not do anything.
Best heal is like that.
So he has to make a dex save against my DC.
Right. And Sacred Flame is a level 1?
It's a cantrip.
Oh, it's cantrip. Okay. I have to write those down for you too.
God damn you.
And it's a dex save.
Dex save, yeah.
What's your DC?
13.
He fails.
Alright, so he takes 1d8 damage. It's not like the greatest thing in the world, but you know. Or I roll an 8.
Hey!
As he takes this chunk out of the box, the shrapnel flies, hits you. You see an arc of just like this wild firework type of flame just arc from Tamasin's direction, smash into him, taking his attention briefly from you and leaving a black scorch mark down his chest. Chyna, that brings us to you.
Excellent. I'm going to cast Thunder Wave.
Okay.
That's a good one. We're all about to be deaf, but it's a good one.
Okay.
I think it's only within everyone within a 15 foot radius.
I'm about to be deaf.
Yeah. 1-5?
Pretty much.
She's within that.
Yeah. Are you within that?
I am not.
Am I going to kill you?
Just want to say the best.
Am I going to hurt you?
I don't think so. Pardon?
Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from me must make a Constitution saving throw.
So the only one who's going to be affected is the dwarf. The dwarf. The
Okay.
druid.
15
So-
feet, 3 squares, right?
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3 from where she is.
Yeah. No, it's
15.
originating around her.
Yeah,
So
it is. It's
one,
around
two,
me.
three.
Oh,
3
so
foot cube.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
a cube.
just a go ahead.
Yeah.
Must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from me.
Roll
On a
of
sa-
damage.
I like
failed?
that idea.
Yep.
Excellent.
And how far? 10 feet?
Yes, and push 10 feet away from me. So I roll damage, 2d8. Where's my d8s? Where's my d8s? Okay, there. That is 13.
Okay.
And then, wait, it says, in addition, unsecured objects that are completely within the area of effect are automatically pushed 10 feet away from you by the spell's effect, and the spell emits a thunderous boom audible out to
Flying
300
bodies.
feet.
Alright.
I'm
Flying
so,
bodies.
So
You
is
just-
Chyna
just went flying.
becomes this little ball of rage, and she
it's hitting both of us.
yells at the top of
And
her
I go!
lungs.
And I go,
And
I go-
knocked over someone's dead parent onto
Do
them.
it.
so
How do you do it?
I go, okay, there you go.
And as she does so, you see this almost rippling fabric effect in the air around you as this concussive blow just ripples out, pushing this guy. We'll go 10 feet directly back if you can move
Yeah,
him.
we
No, I
did
did.
away from her.
He's back.
Oh, okay, nice, thank you. 10 feet back from her, he goes flying, just freshly recovering from the scorch marks on his chest from Tamasin's Sacred Flame. But in addition, the 2 boxes just blast out against the wall, sending the 2 enrobed half-elves flying in separate directions. And Constance just kind of hunkers down as the body of her father flies over her and into the refuse in the corner. And she just starts screaming and covering her head.
I'm
She's
just like, really?
and she's just like in complete shock. Then we are at drow number 1. That drow comes
Save
back to you.
people from
He looks at you and he runs at you and back towards you.
Why is it his turn
But
again?
now he's holding his head. He's swinging wildly with his war pick, and he can't even come close to connecting. He's so tall that the war pick cleaves into the ceiling above him, spilling
How is
dirt.
it his turn again? She had a valid question.
This is because we went Merkesh, Tamasin, then Chyna.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's his turn
That is the
after.
order?
And now it's the dwarf.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
he used his to run towards her.
No, that was his last turn. That was on his attack.
Yeah, I was.
That was he ran an attack. That was on the.
That was a while. That was before Meg's turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
No, yeah, that's true.
Fine. Over to you.
Yep. This time a nickel staff to the knees.
Okay.
That's what am I adding to that again? 14.
14 is a miss.
Wow. All right.
So he deflects your first quarter
Right,
shot
okay.
with his shield wide off to the left.
All right, and then groin punch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elbow to the ground.
Yeah. 13.
And the second one, you connect,
Mhm.
but your fist lands into this
Oh.
thick, meaty inner thigh, and just like as you come up, you just catch him and it's just like whomp,
Yeah.
and you see almost the skin ripple in slow motion, but he looks down at you and he just grins menacingly.
He has a big
Ranquess,
D.
over to you.
Yeah, no teeth. What's going on?
Maybe get a better response.
Magic missile is going on.
Okay,
Ooh, that sounds
Good
good.
old magic missile.
roll your damage.
I didn't know that was burning hands.
Oh yeah, this one actually just hits, doesn't it?
This is
Yeah.
burning hands.
No attack.
It's no
Just
hit, no
damage.
save. This is damage happens.
Alright, and I'm making
That's,
all 3 missiles hit him, so basically he's getting 3d4 plus 3 force damage.
Yay.
And that's a level 1 slot, right?
Yeah.
Yep. It's 2, 4, 6 plus 3, so 9.
Okay, bring him down. How do you want to do this?
Yay! Nice job, Brandon.
First 2 shots are going to go to both ankles. And so when he's starting to wheel back a little bit, then the third one just goes right for his face and basically uppercuts him with the force damage and just takes him right down onto his back.
You see the arcane bolts just blasting out the side of his ankles as he begins to stumble backwards, and he looks at you confused. Now the first time you see fear in his eye as that last dart just flies towards his head.
That hits him in the eye
sending
that I saw the
him flying.
fear.
It was the guy closest to
into,
you.
into his judging eye, and he falls backwards with a cloud of dust rising. As his friend, the second... Oh no, that was him. Oh no,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
This one's already moved
Yeah,
up
he's
again
toast.
to re-engage.
Did he?
Yeah, on his turn.
Yeah.
He missed you, but...
We're going to Merkesh. Make
Time
another
for the death
saving
save.
throw.
That's a 12 as a pass.
Yeah. I would take that too.
Double
You're
of
lucky.
success.
And almost went off the table. Tamasin.
How?
The life cleric of
distance
Saloon.
Yeah, really. What distance is each square? Is it 10 or?
But
5 feet. Yeah, each square is 5 feet.
I'm just trying to see.
You could totally get to me.
I think so. But there's a really big Dwargar in the middle of
Did
the
you take
forest.
healing word?
No, I have
No, yeah.
Cure Wounds, not Healing Word. That's Kiva.
Right.
5, 10, 15, 20. I cannot get to you. There's no fucking way. I can 30 feet.
With the diagonal rule, you totally can.
what's the
Can I
diagonal
go
roll?
Where are
down?
you?
Here.
If
So
you have to
that's
travel a distance
5.
diagonal,
That's 15.
every second square you go
5.
into counts as 10.
15.
So it's 5.
Sorry, the
then
first
10, then
diagonal
5,
is
then
5. The
Okay,
second
so
diagonal
5,
is 10, which brings you to 15.
20.
10. No, you're traveling diagonal, right?
I can't go through the.
It's just the first square is 5, and everyone after that is 10.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's 5, 15, 25, and 35. You can get there.
Yeah, but I can only have 30 speed.
Then it's too
Oh,
far.
I thought you have 35.
No, I have 30 speed.
Then I'm too
I
far.
could dash, but then I don't have the action.
Yeah,
That's
you're
an
right.
action.
You're almost
I can't get
alive
there.
yet.
Yeah.
If only you hadn't wasted your bonus action healing thing on that.
All right. So,
I'm trying to
what
take
are
this
you going to
dash.
do? We established what you can't do.
So okay, as I cannot do that, and this dude's still standing here, I'm gonna Sacred Flame him again.
Okay.
It's
Burn.
dex save. Dex save.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry. That's a failure.
Alrighty. More
Another 8,
damage.
another 8, another 8.
That dice is going
That's a
into retirement.
4. Die, damn it.
He's got to be
What
dead.
did you do?
4 damage.
No, what was...
Oh, Sacred Flame.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cantrip, so I can just zap.
Yeah.
Just so much.
All right, he comes back. He's familiar with it now. He kind of braces. He sees it coming. Smashes into him. He doesn't move, but he just kind of shakes it off and turns back to you.
Now I'm getting hit.
And yeah, he will.
Still in shield though.
It's not his
Yeah,
turn.
he's gonna make a
But
swing.
the only advantage I
at
have is that I have high armor.
Tamasin.
Oh, isn't Chyna
That's
sorry,
20.
Yeah,
before
wait.
the...
20, no
It's
way.
not- I'll have my
Doesn't
turn
hit.
before him.
No, this is you're third in initiative. We're still in the same round.
Yes, I know.
I just went,
But she
so it
just
should be
went, and he was after me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Fuck. Sorry.
Yeah.
I read you as Ranquess.
Hmm.
All right. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
it's
Go
charged.
ahead, Chyna.
Okay.
that.
All right. I'm going to cast hideous laughter
Okay.
on that fucker.
Okay.
Um,
And that is a wisdom save?
it is a wisdom save.
Versus DC 12.
Fails.
Excellent. So, if he fails, he falls prone and becomes incapacitated, unable to stand up for the duration.
Oh, yes.
And at the end of
I've
each
seen
of its
this work on a
turn,
dragon
if it takes damage, the target can make another wisdom saving throw.
Okay. So the dwarf looks glaringly and sinisterly at Tamasin as he absorbs the brunt of her sacred flame, and just as he does, Chyna does what?
I'm like, heard you have a really soft penis.
It's true. And he doubles over as your words fill his ears, and he just completely ignores anything else that's happening around
So
him,
this
and
one's
he's
dead, I'm
just
just gonna take him off.
rolling, kicking at the ground. Go ahead, just.
So a little shuffle, run, jump into the air, acrobatics.
Okay.
What they? Yeah, I guess
You can do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can do it.
double-handed quarterstaff smash to the gut.
Okay. So you're using
Yeah.
it two-handed.
Yeah, I did that, and I was like, yeah, okay, my kid. Thank
Attacks made against prone creatures are with advantage.
you. Where's my other d20? In my hand. Okay. Yay! Natural
All right,
20.
one of those is a 20.
Yeah.
All right.
What does that do to my?
Doubles your damage.
No.
Yeah, it doubles your damage dice, but because you're using this two-handed now, that's going to change. Do you
proficiency,
have the
right?
stat for your two-handed damage with quarterstaff?
I do not.
I do.
You should write it down in brackets just so you have it if you do switch.
Versatile changes the dice from a D6 to a D8.
So
Right,
now you
I knew
want
it
to
wasn't
roll
like a double.
2d8 because of the crit, and then add your modifier.
6 is 12 plus 3, 15.
Okay.
Leaps into the air like a la the Matrix. Double hand and comes down
And
hard.
suddenly
Pow!
he finds nothing funny about his situation. As you drive the quarterstaff deep into his stomach, he stops laughing immediately and just glares at you.
Into his stomach. I figured for sure you were going for a soft penis.
Wait.
Sorry, I shouldn't have called you. Ranquess.
I'd like to firebolt that guy on the ground.
Is he prone still or not?
He is still prone.
Okay.
I've been prone the entire
Just the
fight.
effect.
Thanks for your
You're
help, guys.
Yeah, it's kind of the thing now.
I can't really do
Merkesh
much for you.
started the trend.
You're definitely helping.
Merkesh was the
I can
original.
get there once we get out of initiative, then I can just walk.
If I had failed my death saves, I'd be dead by now.
Yep.
If you were gonna fail your death save, I would have come at you last.
So my firebolt. Ouch.
I also have saved it.
I am going to use
wants
my.
It's prone. If you're rolling an attack roll, it's an advantage.
So did you
Oh.
roll
Yeah.
in...
He didn't roll damage.
Not if it's ranged, though, which this is.
Oh
It's
no, you're
actually
right.
a
It's not if you're
disadvantage.
ranged. Sorry, my
It's actually
bad.
a disadvantage.
So he's
Okay.
going to use his sorcerer point to.
Yeah. Not sorcerer point because I can't do that yet.
Yeah.
I have to use my inspiration to reroll.
So
So-
the Tempest.
He
Something.
said he's using his inspiration.
Oh,
Inspiration
you're using
to
inspiration.
reroll.
Okay, sure. Still disadvantage.
Of course, at disadvantage. So
Well,
that's a
one
1.
of those a 20.
One's a 1. The one's an 18.
Okay.
So that would have been beautiful.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Firebolt.
So the firebolt, as he's rolling, just kind of careens between Faerun and this Druidar now on the ground, flying into the...
Question though, why am I at disadvantage?
On something and
because
he's
he's
prone.
prone and it's a ranged attack.
Because you're not next to
Ranged
him.
attacks are at disadvantage.
If someone's.
So, okay.
Yeah, they're harder to hit.
yeah.
So it's also a tactic, if you're being attacked by range, you can go prone, and the attackers get disadvantage. But any melee gets advantage.
Okay.
Right.
Fair enough. That's my turn.
The drow gets up
The Druigar?
The Druigar. The fucking
Well, because
dark
there's a
dwarf.
dying drow in the other room.
The
I wouldn't
Sith,
care.
the Sith dwarf gets up
Facing which way? That doesn't matter.
and he makes he goes to grab Faerun. And
And Faerun has to do a dex
just
save?
roll an athletics or acrobatics check, whichever you prefer.
I prefer acrobatics.
Okay.
Because the dex is better.
14.
14. He grabs at your robes, but your quick training just smacks his hand away. No effect.
This is their
No.
damage for the smack.
No, there is not.
1 damage.
He dies.
The psychological kind that'll last a lifetime.
But even I will say.
Faerun keeps his pimp hand strong.
Oh, you know what? Sorry, he's enlarged. He gets advantage on his check and rolls a 1. And that was a terrible use of his turn. Even I can say that was an awful waste of his turn. All right, Merkesh, please roll a death saving throw.
You guys suck, man.
I'm
Okay,
gonna come
sorry.
save you.
That passes. 3 successes. I am
You are
stabilized.
stabilized. All right,
You're still down.
And I did it all myself.
Tamsin.
All you did was lie there and you're cool.
You don't know because he's unconscious, but Merkesh is not terribly grateful right now.
As long as,
Especially after seeing you
as
heal.
long as one of us is standing over him when he wakes up, then he'll think we healed him.
Possibly.
It's true.
This is meta
You
knowledge. He
actually
can't
don't
notice.
know. You don't know
That's true,
shit.
that's true. You can't know
You're
that
still
you did that.
unconscious. You're just stable.
All right, Tamsin.
I've seen
Yo,
you
I
take
totally
out a lot of
healed you.
shit. I thought you were fine.
I used my
thought I'd
inspiration to raise my middle finger.
It's also meta to know that he's stabilized. I mean, you
Right.
can
Yeah.
engage his. Yeah, so you don't really know that, but go ahead and take your action as you would normally anyway.
Yeah, I
Which
can't
apparently
run
is to
away.
not heal and just attack. So,
I can't get there.
I
I think
think
you
that's
can do anything
fair,
you want
Meg.
at this point and no one will question it.
Technically, had you moved towards him, you would be there by this turn.
Go for it.
He's fine.
It's
If he
Tamison's
kills
life, you
Constance,
guys.
this is on all of you.
It's Tamison's life.
Yeah.
Okay, well, and if I run away, he's gonna get an attack of opportunity
Yeah.
on me. So
I think you're doing a great job.
I'm gonna go save him eventually. I'll bring back his hit points. I just can't right now from a tactical standpoint.
Fair enough.
Busy.
Tactical.
And all this
You still have
internalizing
a potion
takes
in your pocket, don't you?
Action. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Not
No.
that you
I'm
know
gonna.
of.
I mean, I could just keep hitting him
watched
with the
you
same
buy it.
spell that I keep doing. 'cause
So
it's
that
the
you
only one
know
I can
of.
do. I'll hit him with the
So
same.
I could run up to you, take that out, and use my action to shove it down your gullet.
because I can do it from
What's
a
your
distance.
DC?
13.
He makes a save.
Damn it.
Negates it, right?
Yeah. It just
This
moves out
time
of
he's
habit.
ready for you. He's
He
not
just
going to
leaps
fall
up.
for the third trick, for the same trick the third time. And he covers himself behind his shield as your sacred flame just fans across
I'm like,
the
that's it,
the
guys. This is the
surface.
trick I got.
Chyna.
China.
Gonna be huge.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be.
It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge.
Tremendous.
It's gonna be
Tremendous
huge.
move.
All right. He's fairly close to me, is he not?
Yeah.
All right.
melee
Yes, he
range.
is within melee range.
I am going to use my
Words.
rapier.
All right, rapier him.
Going to rape him.
Rapists.
That is a 14.
Miss.
Fucking shit fuck.
You managed to get behind the shield that's now fanning off Tamison's sacred flame, but it distracts you enough that your rapier just comes up
I'm
shy.
used to using instruments.
Shy. Really not
like
your forte. Faerun.
Yes. Okay.
Retribution time.
Right. Yes.
I want you to connect something.
Right, totally. So yeah. All right. So swing. Yeah. Backhand downward to the ankle.
Okay. This is your quarterstaff?
Yes.
One-handed?
One-handed.
Okay.
That's a 14. That's
Miss.
a miss. Yes.
I'm
All
trying
right.
to use my technique. Go for the ankles.
And I will use. Let me see. Make sure I'm using this correctly. Yes. As my bonus action, I would like to use one of my key points. As a level 2 monk, I have 2 of them to use. To make 2 unarmed strikes right after using the attack action.
Nice. Sure.
He's going full kung fu,
Yeah.
man.
So a 20 and a 12.
Hit and a miss.
Yeah. For 1d4 plus 3. 6 points.
Okay, good
Please
stuff.
be dead.
How
You fan with your quarterstaff
dead?
and then throw your hand to distract him, and you come back up with a backhand, smash him in the face. As you jump up, you kick off his knee, and boom, right in the face. That was what? 6?
6 points.
6
yeah.
points. Gotcha.
Dude is now going down.
And he is dazed as he stumbles back, leaving Ranquess with an opening.
Fuck this shit.
Pretty much.
Magic missile, because I don't have to roll to worry about missing him. I'm just gonna hit him, and now he's standing.
Is that all your spell slots then too?
That is all 3 of my spell slots right now, yeah.
I have none left either, Brad.
And
still
that
have all 3 of
is
I'm going to use them to heal people.
9
12 points.
plus 4, 13 damage.
All right, finishing enemies off with a magic missile is becoming somewhat of a
Hey.
thing for Ranquess. How does it look?
All 3 straight to the head.
Yes!
Head just explodes.
They 2 of them fly right over the monk's shoulders and curve up into his head, and the last one just comes right over top of his head. So right after he misses and hits with 1, it just knocks his head perfectly in line, and all of a sudden these missiles come as a
Alright, roll a d20.
That is a 1.
Roll a percentile die.
It's a percentile and a
Oh god,
and a
we're all
D10.
getting wild magicked right now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
roll 100.
percent. Yeah.
Roll 100.
Shit.
Too far away from him. I'm behind the.
Oh
Oh
no,
no!
those nuclear guys were all screwed.
That is a 51.
51.
Oh god, I could look this up too.
No, it's good. We're good. We're good. It's all good.
fine.
Okay. Unless Brad changes the table, his call.
Alright, so you see Brandon just
Weird ass
obviously fed up, and you see this
Wild magic.
what color are your magic missiles?
Magic missile of purple.
Your purple, this purplish energy swarming around him, lights up the area and catches everyone's attention, especially this Druagar, who's now looking at him. Again, that same sense of fear as he knows he just saw this happen to his friend. One dart, straight in the chest. The other, in the head. Straight in the head. Sparks fly off. The second dart, boom, straight to his head, leaving a black scar, now just bleeding. It's impossible to make out or distinguish the features of his face as the last bolt flies straight from your hand through his head and dissipates into the ceiling, sending the remains of the back of his skull against the ceiling as he falls. But your eyes are turned back to Brandon as his eyes begin to glow purple, and the swirling energy from his magic missiles come back to him and start to surround his body in a sheath or reflex form.
This is new.
And that's your shield plus magic missile immunity you just gave yourself, which is so it's plus 2 to your AC for the next minute. But
No, shield
Next
is more.
minute, yeah.
Everything's dead now.
Shield plus.
now that everything's dead.
Shield is more.
Now
Isn't
that
it?
everything's
No,
dead, you've
the
got-
shield by this thing.
Oh,
on the
by that
table.
one is
says
plus
it.
2 shield. Okay.
Yeah.
Because my actual shield spell I
Well-
think is plus 5 to
Oh
my
yeah,
AC.
no, it's plus 2 to your AC and immunity to magic missile. For the
Well, that would have come in handy a little bit ago.
Well, you don't know what it is.
I'm
you
okay
just,
with it.
You just see this
Yeah.
super fucking cool lighting effect that just started surrounding him. You've never seen it before. His
Did you make
rosary
any
puff.
And I just killed
Pieces.
2 Drugars.
So is that in
As you
combat?
drop the final of the Druid
That
guys,
would be
ending the
a
thread.
great addition
Yes.
to my performances. Just saying.
Yeah.
It will make for a good story.
I will note.
Does that
So-
end combat?
Yes,
Can I
combat
go heal
is
this
ended.
sucker now?
What's that?
Can I go heal this guy?
You may.
Coming over to heal you. Putting my hands on your
You
body.
know what I
Um,
send you out.
that got weird. Anyways, 1d8 plus 3.
Constance is just like,
Constance is traumatized because that's
her
what we
face
do.
is sullen. She's rocking in the corner and she's just looking
9.
straight at the floor.
9. That's better than what I have now.
Is anybody else hurt?
Thanks.
Are you bad? You're in a bad way, aren't
I'm at 9 hit points
I
right
have
now.
5 hit points.
you? Because I can do it 2 more times.
I have
If I
5.
would like to heal the rest
I'm
of
at
the party.
100%.
Actually, I'm at 4 hit points because the 5 of them that I had were temporary hit points from my
Okay.
spell.
So, can I heal the other 2 while I'm hanging out? Because I've got spell slot stuff?
If you have spell slots, sure.
I do. Alright. Coming over to heal you. 6. Coming over to heal you.
So that's all of your spell slots, right?
This would be all my spell slots, yes.
Brandon, you're depleted as well.
7.
I'm not going to use my
I
second
have
wind or my
one more
potion.
key.
I'm depleted, but I have something up my sleeve.
Oh well.
I still have
Even the
cantrips,
DM
that's
is
good.
titillated.
I have cantrips too.
What did I miss?
I'm gonna go over. Oh, not much.
I have to go soon, guys.
I'm assuming you're
I'm-
gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over to Cadence. I'm just going to say, I'm so sorry, but
She says, "My name is Constance."
Constance.
Thank you.
You just blew up my father.
She
and
said
you
I
can't
am
even
as well.
I'm
remember
so
my name.
sorry for throwing your
I'm-
dead parent flying
She says,
across
"I've
your
become
head."
numb to it by now. It's just I've lived with this. I just want everything to be all right.
Do you have any idea how they got in here? Where would they have come
I've
from?
never seen those things before. Even in my worst nightmares, I've never seen anything like that."
Perhaps check
Unless,
upstairs. If they came in from upstairs, perhaps
Because
we
you
should
come
check.
to this scene around you. I mean, you can put together what happened. You were awake when it started, but
We killed them
There's
both, it's fine.
there's one skill that I gathered in my travels before you guys knew me. It's the skill to rifle through people's pockets after we've killed them. I searched one of these dudes for some indication of where he came from.
sure. You find his passport.
I knew he was Dutch.
Can I go up? Do they have any type of hair or anything on them?
In just a second. You find.
Oh,
On
you
his
keep
soft
things.
penis.
Soft penis.
Wait.
He's investigating
No,
his
not
views.
They carry some well-made manacles, so you can grab those if you want. Just really well-conditioned shackles.
In case we want a prisoner.
In case you're in prison.
They can be fun too.
Between them, they have a small bag of coins and gems worth a total of 200 gold pieces, of a mixture of coins and gems. Say gold coins and like 50 gold pieces worth of gems.
How many actual gems? I mean, I'm just thinking like dividing of.
Okay, so it's
Say like
150
three gems combined total of 50 gold pieces.
20, 10.
Okay. And you said shackles. How many sets?
They have just one set of manacles. So it's like two shackles with a chain between them.
Well-made manacles.
One of them also has two letters. One is a wanted poster, which is well written, but it's written in a language that you don't understand unless you can speak Undercommon. Can
Does it-
anyone speak Undercommon? Okay.
No. Does it have a picture of me?
It does not. It has a picture of a drow, and
That
you can
may or may not be
divine
the
that
drow in
it
the
may or may not have been the one in the one in the room is pretty
deformed right
now. And the drawing's not great, but it's a pretty good drawing. He also has this, which looks like a similar type of document, but not nearly as well produced.
Well, that's fucking weird, but okay.
I would like
Do I recognize that as our anyone that's been around us?
It's real. The drawing and the likeness is awful. It looks like it was drawn by a child, or somebody of certainly not superior intellect.
Do we recognize that little pin thing?
I do.
Do you say that?
Nope.
Okay.
Damn it, China.
Do you wear a pin that looks like that?
No, I do not.
Damn it, China.
Was the druid that we met wearing a pin that looked like that? Would I have possibly seen that before?
Never seen that.
Who
Any of us
is
have
this
possibly
ugly
You've never seen
photo
that
of?
before.
This is an ugly person.
He's got an instrument.
any of us
friend
Look
of
Yours?
at
yours?
the
Check this.
deformed chest on
I
mouth.
think, given this all allowed, yeah. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Is that you?
What?
Roll a
I'm insight
deception
checking.
A deception check? Alright.
That's a 10.
Deception. Where's my what deception?
Oh yeah, it is you then.
I have a 20.
Shit.
She's just completely
She's just a
entertained
weird,
by how
weird
bad it
girl.
is.
You
And
know
it's just
what?
like, this is awful.
You know
And
what?
as far as you can
I
tell.
know who this is, guys. This is Beta. Beta is this. Oh god, she's this minstrel who's been around town. She's the worst performer I've ever seen. She always likes to compete with me. It's actually really quite pathetic. I mean, I can understand why someone would want to kill her because her voice is absolutely one you'd want to fucking destroy.
Knowing her, even in the short period that you've known her, as far as you can tell, that's absolutely true. Maybe a performance rival of hers, somebody, but anyway, there you go. So
All right,
there you
then.
have it. Constance is still clearly troubled by this, and she just says, this still leaves me in peril. I need to get out of here, but most of all, I just want things to be fine. I want things to be okay. I need things to be good. I need to not lose my family's heritage, our estate. She starts going into a rambling stream of...
Hey, small hysterical one. Is there anything we can do to help you? What do you need?
She said, get me out of here first.
All right. Let's do that. Let's go upstairs with our dead things everywhere.
Before I leave, is our dude buddy in the little closed off area dead now, or is he still like...
As far as you can tell, he's not
I can't say that he's probably dead now.
You know what? I'm thinking we should probably leave.
I'm going to cast Firebolt and put him out of his misery.
Okay.
I'll just hold on to
Wait,
this.
has anyone
guys.
searched his body for anything?
I'm gonna hold on to this. Then
I pulled the paper out of his
Oh, really quickly.
Otherwise, it's about to go up in flames.
I'm not.
Wait.
I'm not touching him.
Do they have any good characteristics?
Probably
Do they wear
not
a belt?
before this happens.
No, but I asked you before that.
What?
If I could grab anything.
I'm not
off
destroying
of-
them.
Oh yes,
We're already searching those bodies.
No.
Characteristics. No, that's what she did.
Okay.
You're fine. This won't affect you. Yeah. So yeah, they have. You don't need to. It's just.
Yeah, he's not moving.
Just go.
What were you asking? If they
Is
have
there
anything?
anything-
Yeah, I like trinkets. What do they
no,
have?
they're like big dwarves. They've now shrunk back down to normal size.
Okay.
They have like white facial hair.
Good. I cut off some of the facial hair and I add it to my necklace.
Okay, you add a tuft of
Yes.
nasty white facial
I
hair.
do.
It stinks.
I'll clean it.
As everybody else is
I
kind of
douse some
heading
perfume
back
on
towards,
it.
and you're guiding Constance, you notice Ranquess kind of holds back. How subtle do you
This is rude.
choose to be in this? You can craft this however you want. So.
I'm not subtle about it at all.
Okay.
I basically just glance over at Merkesh and give the nod.
I shrug. It says, "You or me."
He's giving him a. All right, so you both obviously.
We had the same.
You're
we had the
getting
same
Shuffle the
thought.
girl up the stairs.
as peaceful a passing as you can, as it ignites and just sets the room ablaze with light. To clarify, just leaving a burning, smoldering fire in the corner of this.
We're not
It's a stone room.
burning
so.
her house.
Okay, that's what I
It's
was...
a stone
Yes.
room.
No, he said it was all stone.
It's a
downstairs.
stone room, and it's a.
And I'm not casting towards the wooden
He's
stairs,
fine.
so we're good.
He's not. Roll a d20.
Should we
You
add
just
the
try
parents?
everything for miles around.
Should
Yeah.
you get the girl out of here and we'll,
girl's out
we'll
of
add
here.
the parents?
Okay.
Yep, so we'll toss a pair.
We're leaving.
Okay. So you make your way towards the double door. You guys pile they're enshrouded as well, so they go up pretty easily. The stench is just absolutely awful. Controlled flame again, so you can kind of manage it to concentrate on it. Do you put it out when you're done, or you just let
Let it go out on its own.
Just let it go out on its own. Okay. So as long as you choose to hold the concentration, the fires will burn more or less controlled. While the rest of you are making your way to the double doors, you notice they're open a crack from where the doors had entered, and you do see a burlap sack. You hear some grunting, as you move out into the hallway, and there's a burlap sack just outside the door with somebody obviously struggling. with signs.
Don't you have a weapon that will cut?
You're with them, right? By the door?
Yes, I
Can
am.
I check the sack?
Maybe I should check the sack.
Yes.
Somebody should
Ladies,
check the sack.
either one of you
Yeah.
could check the sack.
I check sacks all the time.
I'm
It's a
checking
good
the
thing
sack.
they're up there, because
Yeah.
if it was you or I seeing this sack, we
You
probably
both
want to kill
seemingly
it first.
having the same idea. Go over to the sack and you slowly kind of loosen the
Yes.
drawstring and open it. And inside you see the head of a kind of cutesy looking gnomish female kind of pokes out and she says, "What? Stinking disgusting. Thank you. Those brutes have their hands all over me. Disgusting.
Where in the name of
No.
God did you come
Thank
from?
you." She steps out of the bag
I-
and she's, yeah.
Do I
Did
recognize
they
that?
grow first?
Nope, you've never seen her
All
before.
right.
Did they grow
Another
the
note.
She's wearing a black uniform, a well-kept tunic, other than a couple of rumples and scrapes from her time enduring whatever she was enduring. But it looks pretty. It's a uniform, and let's say, given your proximity to the area, you know that it's a uniform of the Zentarum. The Zentarum are otherwise known as the Black Network. They tend to be sort of like an underground, underbelly type network. They're not necessarily evil, they're not necessarily known for doing good things, but there are a lot of other things, and if you have that in your backstory, then you're familiar
They're all
with
about
it
the
as
money.
well. She says, "Thank you. Ugh. I can't wait to be free of this place. I certainly am thankful to be free of those goons. I assume that you've dispatched with those 2 little mongrels.
Oh yes,
Those 2 little mongrels? I forgot about
Oh, yes, they were tiny. They were completely small. Tiny.
Wicked.
I don't know. She looks pretty threatening. What do you think?
Hold on.
But we can't just kill everything
All
that
right.
moves.
Hi.
I'm here.
That hasn't been my experience.
What's your
But
name?
we probably should kill lots of things.
Why do you ask?
Well, you know, there's a few gnome villages around. Just wondering where you're from, what your name is.
She stands defiantly and puts her hands on her hips. She says, "You may call me Joyella."
Joyella. That's
Yes.
a very black name. Sorry, I'm not being racist.
That's gotta be a black name.
Chyna doesn't know. She's not
Why were you in a
politically
sack?
correct.
I was captured by those 2 imbeciles
Where?
elsewhere.
Wow, she's helpful.
We can put her back
Sack
in the
girl of the year.
Totally out of character.
She says, "Well, I'll return to my superiors then. Thank you."
All right. No, wait. Can I pull my rapier? I pointed at her. I want to intimidate her and ask her some questions.
Okay, roll an intimidation check.
Merkesh starts to smile.
Here to go.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a 13.
Okay.
We'll wait until this intimidation check happens.
See this resolution.
13.
Okay. She says, she kind of just gently puts a leather glove up to the blade and moves it just aside from her throat. She says, "No need to be hasty. What can I help you with?"
Why
More than happy.
did those 2 have you in a sack?
I was part of another band. We were doing some work along the trail to Hillsfar. And those 2 grunts stole me in the night, as we camped.
You know anything about this?
This is you.
It looks like it was drawn by a mongoloid.
Well, obviously.
Wait,
Wow.
no.
Gnomes.
No?
No.
Can I don't
What's
believe
she
her.
holding? Is that an avocado?
I don't believe her. Can I check?
Sure,
I
roll an
don't think
insight
she's
check.
lying. She's full of shit. That is an 8.
She may be full of shit, but you don't smell it.
She says, nope. She turns her nose up. She thinks it's terrible, just like you do.
Yes, it is quite terrible.
So, well then, again, thank you. My name is Joyella, and I'm an agent of the Zentarum. I suppose I may owe you one. So if our paths cross in the future, you may offer my name, or if you meet any other Zentarum agents, they will know me in this area. And they should offer you their help. I'll spread the word.
Is there
You
some
don't
sort of
mind.
token we should present?
Joyella's throwing some tears
My
in
name
here.
is token enough, I assure
My
you.
name is Joyella.
This leaves the question of what to happen with Constance and the Red Plumes pending their return pending. Sorry, you've got to take off. You mentioned to her that you could forge documents. She's basically pleading to you for help before they come back.
If they need
Well,
more
why not
time,
have a
we
night?
can help with that. I can squish beats.
Well, originally, I had the idea that we could wait for them until they come back and then deal with them.
Possibility, but why not
But then
forge
we'd have to
forge the
protect it
papers
for a very
first to
long
see
time.
if they work? They're coming back the next day.
Constance says,
But I still get
she
to deal
interrupts you.
with
She says, "No more death, no more killing. I've suffered enough already, have I not?" She looks at you. She says, "Let's try your approach. At least it's worth the effort. If you can help me," she's starting to crush beats. She says, "I will show you." She says, "I will show you, but let's take the operation upstairs. We'll close off the cellar and just forget what's happened here until this issue's dealt with."
So I turn
So for
and
the rest of the
grumble,
evening,
walk away,
You make
grumbling
yourselves
violence is
busy
plan
around. We won't do skill checks around it. She kind of guides Tamasin and anyone else who's helping with the beats to help produce the actual product. Ranquess, she finds a quiet place for you to work and begin to forge the papers. We'll say it's about 15 gold worth of materials. What are the actual circumstances around your forgery?
It's part of my background as well as
I also have
Yeah, I have
it's
a
part of the
forgery
Hillsfar
kit
thing.
as well.
Yeah, I've got a forgery kit and I was proficient in it because of the background.
I know, right?
Shade Fanatic background
Yeah.
gives me
Yeah, because they
bonuses
spent
to
years
it.
hiding.
Because, yeah, we're
Oh, so
basically the ones
is it
that
a
are...
feat or is it just a proficiency with forgery?
I think it's proficiency with forgery.
Okay, roll a
Yeah.
d20 with add your proficiency.
That's what it's called.
So just +2 then.
Oh, are you assisting?
Yeah, because I also
Who
have
has
forgery skills.
higher?
I have
you're
forgery as
proficient
well.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
what
what?
is it?
Okay, so just roll with advantage, Brandon.
So you're rolling what,
Okay.
deception?
Yeah. So, Thion's helping you with the research, helping you, he's proofreading.
15.
Okay, and that includes
Plus
your...
proficiency is 17.
Okay, good. So that, you get it done in about 3 hours. Between both of you working together, you get that wrapped up in 3 hours.
No, stop the
Yeah.
Stop the yeah, there you go.
The rest of you
Like
kind
little
of trade
heart.
off shifts producing the die, the amount of
Okay.
die that's needed, and it will still leave you with a short rest in between
Oh.
before daylight. So
Um,
work through the evening.
No, I think everyone has hit points, right?
It'll give you a short rest.
Through the short rest.
So-
I'm gonna use some hit die.
You can use a hit die.
Oh, if you're going to use a hit die, I will use my Song of Rest on you, and you can gain an extra 1d6 of hit points.
Thank you.
You're
Sound of
welcome.
rest applies to the whole party.
Yes, it does.
So as Chyna begins to lightly strum in a corner, just
That's
kind of
me.
soothing everybody.
So we all get
else.
1d6?
If you spend a hit die
Oh,
to regain health
I'm only
points,
down by 1
you can
d4.
add a
so-
d6.
I'm down by 12. You said I added D6?
Yes, you add 1d6.
Okay.
Bye, friends. I love you all.
Love you.
I have more
Yeah.
health. Yay. Thank
Oh,
you.
is that the end of it? That's the
One
end of
thing
everything. We're all done. Everyone's done. Okay.
Yeah, because Meg's gotta leave, and then
I just have
next
like a hellish couple
No.
next time we come back, we'll get into the next day after you guys have helped. As best you can.
That was fun.
What's fun?
Nice to see you.